from the south, carried by the hot winds of the crystal sea meeting with the cold, downcasted winds from the Iron Tail Mountains to the north. Plinking upon the ceramic tiles of House Sugma Kappa, each of you stir to life to begin your day. What is everyone doing? Today we'll start from the top, Ataru.
Think I was working on breastplate to make some money.
Ah! Computer crash.
Oh, hello?
Oh.
Chris, no, come back. He gone forever.
Too late for him.
It's all over. It's all over now. Boom, boom. That was me stretching. I was stretching. God damn it.
A good stretch.
You know what? Fuck y'all. I'll be right back.
Someone needs to teach me how to do that. I can't believe we went 15-8 with top damage and didn't get MVP. What the heck else do I have to do? What's the boy gotta do?
Dropping like flies.
Everyone's leaving.
Everyone's leaving.
Well,
Well.
should I stop recording at this point?
You could just edit it out.
Me? Edit?
Oof, he said I keep turning it on, it keeps running hard and black screening. Maybe stop recording for now.
Yeah. I can always edit it. I've gotten quite savvy.
I'm just lazy. Okay.
Oh, he's gone. He's back. He's typing.
What, I mean?
Yeesh.
What is it? What did you find? A bread tie? She's so used to the hammock and the cat tree now. She just bumps her face into it, and the hammock string will just sit on her face. And she stares out the window. Oh god! She got caught on it! No!
Jeez.
She
Has she
got-
gotten in it yet?
No! Well,
Oh,
almost.
how sad.
Almost. She put her little paws in it once, and then got out.
There we go.
I tried to draw a spooky werewolf last night,
Hmm.
but it kind of just came out silly. And the more I look at it, the more silly it looks. And I'm like, no. Gotta make a new one.
Werewolf in hole.
Just be peeping.
Spooky
Get
Little
out
eyes. It's supposed to be menacing.
It can be menacing and silly.
Just wanted to make sure. I guess Catboat's having internet problems.
Yeah, seems like it. Well, maybe not just internet problems, but like computer problems.
Yeah, it's not internet.
Oh, they were cool.
Okay. Running good so far. Okay. Atara, what you doing?
I'm going back up to the guard shack, so I will talk to you all in a few.
Okay. Atara, you're muted.
All right, I'm
Stamp
back.
8 minutes. Go.
Blech.
Alright.
Everything good?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Probably still working on that breastplate I was making last session to make some money.
Okay. Whew. Going further down, what is Cecil and Sock doing?
Cecil's getting dressed.
Sock is probably. Oops. How did I just do that? Probably still sleeping and or in the process of rolling out of bed and stretching.
Cecil goes over to Sock. He's like, "Want me to get you coffee or anything?"
No, I'm going that way anyway, so it's fine. If I step here, I won't get up.
Eating down. And goes downstairs.
Yep. I think Sokka just makes his bed. Aligns all his weapons, and then slides downstairs.
Cecil
heading
will
down.
start making breakfast, basically. Yeah. Sorry. Go on.
And heading down to the basement, what is Hold the Door doing?
He's just checking up on his brew, making sure it's still working well. Since started yesterday, there's 6 days left, correct? You said it would take a week.
What was that? I only got
I
every
did not
other
catch
word.
any of that.
Sorry. He said he was checking up on the brewing process.
Okay.
Is it still going good, or is it breaking up still?
It's good now.
It's doing fine.
Okay. I said he was checking up on the brewing process, and I'm assuming there's 6 days left since you said
Beer is
when I
brewing.
started it would take 7.
Yeah.
Okay. And then after that, he would probably just go back upstairs to go start cooking. But has Ataru even gone to bed at all?
Haru.
Have you gone to bed at all?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Did you come down? I'm sorry. I was.
Well, no, he's in the basement. Yeah, he's usually in the basement in the mornings.
Yes, she has. She has gone to sleep, and she woke up. She woke up to then work on the thingy.
Alright. And he'll just let you be because he can tell because he's already seen you exhausted and not sleep deprived. He knows what you look like
Don't
when you
worry,
get
I
sleep.
did sleep.
So.
I just got up early.
I wasn't gonna ask. I can tell by the look at your face.
Yes, yes. I'm mostly over that.
And then he'll go back upstairs and start making bacon stuff to go with the donuts. Assuming that's what Cecil's cooking.
Yeah, bacon and donut.
Yeah. Am I going through okay, or is it actually breaking up?
It breaks up a little bit, but we can pretty
Every
much
once
get
in
what
a
you're saying.
while.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna mute real quick, because then I'll just move back upstairs where I usually
I mean, like
do it when I'm on my
we get
phone.
your like full complete sentences. It's not like it's like interrupting your meaning or anything.
Oh, okay.
And as you make and eat breakfast, a lot bears down on your minds. The threat of the rising power that is Vestris, looming to the east. Constella and her shadow creatures lurking around the outsides of Titan's Fall. And to the south, a town overrun by capybaras. The ranch not yet in full swing of capabilities, still needing a fence at bare minimum. But what are your plans for today?
Okay. So the elephant in the room having to deal with this Vesters thing. Because what I remember from yesterday is we were gonna play the angle of Hold being able to like possibly draw her into a trap, and then we all just like with the bitch mage just all together, just get her. Should it be bitch mage or should it be archmage? Gonna go with
Or one of the other options that I remember we discussed was waiting for those two to fight.
Yeah, but we don't really
I kinda
know when
that's just
that's gonna happen, and don't you need
or where.
that sword?
I do need that sword, which is kind of why I want to side with her, even though she makes me angry.
Cecil will present the business card that he picked up.
Ooh, can she hear us through that? Oh, that'd be she's definitely hearing me talking shit. That might.
I
I
know how
don't
no
believe
magic
you can
works.
hear us. Dude.
I hope
She
not.
said,
There's a
she said
scrying
use
song,
it
that
to
would suck.
summon. Also, I remember her saying was use it to summon her.
Yeah, but mages can be tricksy. You could have put a bunch of
Ah,
them.
yes.
Man, watch
That's for sure.
making sure we don't fuck up. But
And the worst thing we
even though
ended
I
up
was the
playing
one
was
to
bitch
suggest
made,
the
yes.
whole third party thing, I don't necessarily think that's a good idea.
That is true. It'd probably take her combined power with ours to even attempt to take out Vestris.
Yeah. But in order to broker the deal with Prince Stella, we got to be able to offer something that she would see as valuable, which I feel like the only card we would have to play is the being able to draw Vestris out into a favorable location. But that's even assuming that we can do that.
Well, what if we maybe make a favorable location for them? Like I mean, that could be something that we could offer. Like, hey, we've set up this trap, whatever, you know?
Yeah, but then the issue is like baiting the trap, and in this analogy, Holt is the bait, but we don't even know if he's actually bait or not. He just thinks he can be bait, and we don't really
It's
have a way of
possibility.
testing that until game time. So it's
Well,
not a
And there's
very
also no telling she can't hear everything we talk about.
also that again, yeah, like I said, mages trixies. She'll do like little finger waggles.
Don't we know where she is?
She is in Nurkic, yes, but that's
Some
currently her turf, and that would be kind of difficult to like, like
Yeah,
go
I
into.
understand
We
that.
preferably want to get her
Some of
somewhere
the-
where there
But
aren't a lot of
don't
blood
we
bags.
know two archmages who dislike her?
Yes, but Tiffany's has declared that they do not wish to be part of all of this unless she is directly being targeted. She really has no opinion on the power struggle. Well, from what she told me, of course.
And there's no way we can appeal to this Tippities.
I mean, no way that would get her to act, probably.
Unless
I mean, she did give
I
us
think the only
there
thing
is
that
a
could-
threat upon her life.
She
Yeah.
did give us the information about Prince Stella, yes?
She's already helped plenty. Although,
Exactly.
like, the only thing that may start her like doing anything is Prince Stella being here, but she probably already knows, and she would have done something if she didn't like it. So, yeah.
Why don't we just set up a meeting with Princella at Tippity's work?
I don't.
From
Well,
what I know about the Archmages so far, that is not the best option.
Why not?
They're not, well, just because they're all part of this, they have the term of Archmage, does not quite mean they are all friendly with each
I
other.
understand that, exactly. If we sort of, poke the bear, and Tippity's is like, oh, the only way to get this bitch out of my house is if I help them, then fine.
Ooh.
I'd rather not just kind of like drop that onto her lap because we kind of
Why
like.
not? Vestris is out killing thousands.
So okay, so here's the thing. There's an Archmage that lives in our town that we're chill with. Why would we want to fuck that up? Why would we want to piss her off?
I'm not saying piss her off.
It seems like Cecil gave a very
Right.
clear
Like,
why,
having
though.
one of her rivals in her home would kind of piss her
Not
off.
in her home. She
No.
live in her place of work.
I think
Yes.
so.
How do y'all know
And
this?
I personally not want to piss off one of my god's right-hand man.
Yeah, there's also that.
Hasn't your god been gone?
Yes, on the business, but that's still not. That doesn't change the point of she is one of my god's right-hand people, and she's helped a lot.
Okay, well, she's not helping here.
She
And
doesn't have to. She's not
Oh
obligated
my
to.
God. All right.
If you want to go communicate with her, you're more than welcome to.
This is a bit of a weird thing, right? Because we don't seem to be obligated to either. This seems like a combat between archmages for power or for
Well,
position.
But we have secondary goals here because, well, Cecil is directly like, I want to kill that bitch, but I also want the sword, and so this is like a way to accomplish both.
Personally, I do believe this is our fault since we did allow her to live. When we could have done something about it before she got this strong.
We could have done anything about it because remember,
What could we have done?
Well, when we first met her, she was kind of like weaker, but at the same time, she could also just invade people's blood and explode them from the inside. I don't know what I could have done about that. What could you done about that, Hold?
I don't know, but we did entertain it.
I probably could have done something about
Out
this.
of the whole thing of like,
is...
well, it's either entertain it or we just get fucking exploded. You know, it's like, kind of like a crossbow to the head.
I think our best bet is taking the fight to her. And leaving as many casualties out as possible. If we try to set a trap, the only way she'd come to us is if we were a, say, village full of blood and people. Innocence.
Also, I don't think that she would really be expecting that. And we could use that tactic to maybe side with Prince Stella, since she seems to be a rather prideful person. If we maybe offer it as in, like, we'll help you storm it. Like, why wait and cower when you could just bring it to her?
Take the fight to them.
So, I love the energy. I love the idea. Counterpoint, she is a blood mage with an entire large city full of people to use as meat shields and blood bags for her to escape into or just explode or draw power from.
This idea is
I don't see a way to minimize casualties with that.
I already all did.
Personally, we would have to be able to trap her in that location. Oh, sorry, you go, Rev.
I don't think that we should act surprised by the fact that she is powerful, and I don't think that we should necessarily shoot down plans just on the principle of the fact that she is powerful without offering some sort of better solution. This seems like a good plan, despite the fact that, I mean, if we didn't know that she was powerful, this would be a wild thing that we are planning, right?
I mean, what kind of crazy plan is charge the front gate?
Hey, I'm not saying we charge the fucking front gate. All I'm saying, hey, y'all got a library in this fucking town?
You think?
Does anyone know where we could potentially...
have a college.
Could we potentially find the blueprints for this freaking castle?
The one that she's currently staying at?
Heist.
Yeah. I'm saying we get in there silently.
I'm pretty sure there might be something at the Adventurers Guild, since maybe, it all depends. The only person to really ask for that would be Shazad.
Great. Cecil stands up. I'm going to the Adventurers Guild. I'm going to look for these castle plans, and then I'm going to look for a scout.
Oh, this is me.
No.
Just the one spot I have right here.
I mean, Rev, if you want to go on a solo mission to, where is it, Blackreach?
Well, he is. I mean, Not to be
This is-
insensitive, but Rev doesn't have any blood for her to control.
Right,
That's
and this is sort
true.
of the job description. I would not mind going on a scouting mission and sort of living up to my namesake.
I wanted to hire a scout to obviously scout the place. I want to know where she is in this building. Hence
Well,
why I need
maybe
the
I should go
blueprint.
with you then, and we could go together to the guild part that I'm part of, and maybe get a small party together for the scouting.
It's not a building. It is a whole ass city.
She's
It's like
in. She's got to be somewhere. I heard castle.
this is not a your mama joke, you know.
I don't think
She's
the
not
witch
so big.
is.
She literally fits in the whole city.
I don't think the witch is below a certain level of standard. I think she's going to be in a castle.
And I do apologize when I said Shirzad, I meant Foreigner. You want to go talk to Foreigner in the Adventurers Guild. She might know if we have a map of that city. If not, then she would be the only one who keeps collection of that sort of data, from what I've noticed, since she is somewhat of the mayor of the city.
Great. I bid thee adieu for now, but I got to make things start moving. You guys can discuss the intricacies among yourselves. And Cecil
All
leaves.
honesty, patience is virtue. We don't want to rush into anything. We need to get all the information as possible, yes?
As he's walking out, he's like, yeah, and more people are gonna die. And he leaves.
More people are
I guess I can go talk to Tiff.
Where does he get all that
I
energy?
guess I can go talk to Tiffany's.
Okay.
I go back.
I guess, yeah. Hold the door stands up. I'm sorry, but I guess I'll go talk to Tiffany's then. I do have a couple questions I want to ask her.
Go have fun. I'm gonna continue my work. Clear some. Try to think of something.
Who would have known that this would actually come to bite us in the ass, yes?
I could have guessed. It's kind of how deals with the devil go.
That is
I
true.
think we all had like an idea, but it is different when it's acted out.
Well, the connection that she has with the Vetstress was forced upon with Shirzad. Could come in handy, but right now I cannot get hold of Shirzad, and from the sound of it, she is way too busy to really be dealing with these minute matters in her eyes. So I don't really think we can count on her to somehow summon her up.
What really rankles me about all these mages, they think entire towns that are dying is just a minute problem that's not their business, or something that they can gain power from.
Sadly, that's just the way of the mage.
When you have that much power, it kind of goes to your head. You start seeing things in a very distorted view. The view from the top of the mountain, everyone looks like ants.
Well, I don't want to side with any of them if I can help it.
Fair.
You and me both.
Yeah, from the view down here, they look like dicks.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go talk to Tiffany's before her work gets too busy and I'm disturbing the flow of money. I'll be back.
Are there any mages who we could? I say that, but like, never mind.
No, what does?
I was just gonna wonder if there are literally anyone who can use magic to a power that would be useful to us, that would want to use it for good, use it for purposes like stopping these mass murderers. But
I do know the one. Well, Tiffany's might have the actual power to be able to constrain Vestris into one location.
Yeah,
Since
but she
we are
doesn't
using
care.
similar spells for you, maybe if I propose it in a certain way, she might actually consider helping. And we are somewhat of companions, and we do serve the same god.
Don't you think
Well,
if she could have done
she
it that
doesn't
easily, don't you think she would have
the
done it
god.
already?
She's friends with the god.
I think if it was that easy, she would have done it already. But she doesn't care, so why would she care now?
Well, it's worth a try, yes, instead of speculation.
I
I believe
suppose.
so.
We have no other options. Maybe she'll know somebody else. And maybe know a way to get to Prince Stella without... With some way we can actually convince Prince Stella to actually assist us. Who knows?
Well, worth a shot.
We have no really other options. Sorry, but the plan at running at the front door and assaulting investors on our own, I personally do not agree with. I honestly do not think we are strong enough by ourselves to take her on.
Well,
But I shall return. He turns around and walks out the door.
Okay. As they head out, what is everyone else doing?
Trying to finish up my thing so I can get the money for my tattoo.
mm, yeah, I think Zach's probably gonna hang out for now.
I have doggos on video if you want to see it.
Oh my gosh.
The cat.
That's a cute ass dog and cat.
But yeah, this is Xena.
Warrior princess.
Exactly. That's actually what she's named after.
Perfect.
And then Curly. Alright, that was it.
Okay. Then, Cecil, as you head into the Adventurers Hall, you see handfuls of adventurers walking in and out, new and kind of very fresh and green looking adventurers, excitedly talking of their soon to be fortune as they are kind of new to the whole thing, so they have these untainted expectations. But as you walk in, you see the gnome companion of the Adventurers Guild, Mezel, working the front desk.
He looks around to see if there's any strong looking adventurers in the hall. I think he's mostly looking for magic users.
Spying over the crowd. Everyone's kind of moving and shifting from what you can see. There's a few mage looking types, hoods, books, few staves, but they all look young. They all look a bit green. They look maybe just turned of age and are being added as adventurers. They all seem to be part of small groups of like-aged people. A few with an older figure, perhaps a mentor or a father or older brother, older sister, but everyone looks pretty fresh in terms of mages, at least from your cursory glance.
Alright, he's gonna try to talk to Muzzle.
As you walk up, her busy with adventurers, quickly stamping a few things before they part ways with her, and she waves you down and says, "Oh, hey."
Howdy. I have an inquiry.
Oh, okay. Well, how die to you? What can I do you for?
If I were to, I was wondering if you or someone you know, or if you could point me in the direction of where I could ascertain a blueprint to a castle. Specifically, I think it's what, Dark Reach, Black Reach.
Uh, dark? Hmm. I don't
Between,
know if we necessarily have a map like that on hand.
would you know where one could procure such an item in this town? I'm sorry, I'm still a little new.
Hmm. I'm not quite sure. What exactly are you looking for this for?
He leans in. It's like, between me and you, I am trying to kill the woman who killed your beau.
She, her mouth kind of opens slightly, and she stares at you with a pained and confused look.
I know, darling.
I'm sorry, I don't think we have maps of other towns.
All right. My dwarven companion said that I could talk to someone named Farner. Where is this person?
The mayor in the mayor's office, and she points up 2 flights of stairs, kind of near the back. There is a long hallway.
Thank you. I'll keep you updated if you need.
Okay.
All right.
She waves you goodbye.
Tips hat.
As you head up the stairs and down the hallway, eventually, after a small queue of people, 20 minutes or so, you eventually enter the large study and office of Foreigner, a woman who is elven in nature, as you assume, but every part of her, head to toe, is wrapped in soft satin bandages, a deep gray. She wears a tight-fitting robe over top these bandages, and a hood is drawn. Not a single speck of exposed flesh from the top of her head to what you presumably think down to their toes. You can tell by the head movement alone that she looks up from her desk and would normally greet your eyes. And what can I do you for?
Howdy, ma'am. My name is Cecil Ulysses MacArthur. And to cut to the chase, I seek to kill the witch, the Blood Witch. whom I assume you probably already know of, since she could be a threat to your town. And I approach you today asking if you or someone you may know has any sort of map or blueprint of Castle Blackreach.
Map of Darkreach, you say?
Yeah, Darkreach. My apologies.
I have a few maps of my extensive travels, but I don't think anything sort of a blueprint. There's a map of the town. It's old, and she stands up and files through a few very long, kind of flat drawers, where inside you can see large billets of paper, flattened out maps and schematics. There's this multi kind of 30 plus drawer that's about 5 feet wide set of drawers as she continues opening them up before stopping. Taking it out and gently rolling it up, she then walks over and puts a soft kind of piece of twine around it. The map, at least from the parchment itself, you can tell is on some kind of old, like hot pressed, like vellum.
Mhm.
The age denotes its softness. Or correction, softness denotes age, as wrinkles have gone flat, creases softened, and almost a white line across this deeply yellowed map. She sets it on her desk. Says, well, I suppose I could let some of your stature borrow it, but I would need some sort of collateral, as I'm not one to give out my things so willingly, but it's an unusual request. You can either afford me some collateral, or you can spend your time here in the Adventures Hall attempting to make a copy, but it does not leave the Adventures Hall.
You can certainly make a copy, ma'am. If you would allow it.
Very well. Then I shall have this forwarded to Mezel. You can retrieve it from her and begin your copying and cartographic endeavors.
Thank you, ma'am. And thank you for taking a little time out of your busy day to see me.
She nods and sets the map aside, which you assume she will give to Vezel at one point.
Uh, uh, I'm sorry. One more thing. Um, and he presents Prinzella's business card to the mayor. I hope you know that there is a shadow mage making a ruckus in your town. They go by Prinzella Gloomhand. And
Oh,
I don't know if you know anything about her, but if you have any information to help me, she may be the key in defeating the Blood Witch.
okay. She hesitates. A lot was just said just now that I don't quite follow, but I'll have the guards keep an eye out
Understood. Thank you,
on
ma'am.
these figures. Good
He
day.
tips hat, goes downstairs. Gonna copy a map. Woohoo!
Okay. Go ahead and roll. I would say you would need paper and tools for that, but go ahead and if you wish to just straight attempt to copy from that onto a piece of paper, you would need give me an Arcana check. Otherwise, you feel perhaps fare a little better with tools of a map maker or cartographer tools.
Hmm.
But it depends on how quickly you wish to have this map done.
He's not in any rush. He was gonna spend probably most of the day at the Adventurers Guild today and trying to scope out more people who could possibly want to join them. He's trying to get a team together of even more people.
Okay. Would you put out a like a bounty, like a help wanted?
Mm, maybe. I think for now it's just mostly like scoping out like who is around. What he wants to find is a powerful magic user and see if they want to help. But he's definitely not going to go to where Vestris is anytime soon. And so it's mostly just being like, who's here? Who knows magic? Who knows who? Who's talking to who? Let's see what's going on while he just works on the map.
Okay. So it'll be 5 gold for a cartographer's tools.
Got it.
Go ahead and add that to it.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
So,
That's too.
Thank you.
After that, go ahead and roll me. Let's see. It's a copy a map.
It's intelligence, right?
Can I cowboy prayer and bless myself before I copy this map?
You would need guidance, not bless.
No, Cowboys. No, the emboldening bond does work for that.
Yeah, bullying bond, you could do it, and then if you had guidance, you could do it.
And I do.
Okay.
With guidance?
So add two
Hell yeah.
2d4 to your roll, and you will roll history. Okay. And over the course of the day, you over the course of the next few hours, you copy over from the old map the lines as best you can, tracing over each part and copying down as in detailed as you are capable map from this old map of Dockbreach.
Woo!
In the meantime, hold. You're heading to Tipody's.
Yes.
And you enter into Pillow Talk and find her sitting at the front desk while other attendants are helping others fill out forms and getting things started. As Tipody's just kind of does a little bit of paperwork.
Is this a bad time? I just had a few questions about the person you recommended to us.
Very well, but keep it brief. Things are getting busier now.
Yes. So we found her, attempted to communicate with her, but she does not seem interested in partnering with us. Do you have any advice on which way we could possibly work with her?
Are you asking me how you might best convince her?
Yes.
Hmm. I kind of assumed that's what you would be good at. At least
Well,
steer you in the right direction.
we attempted, but he seems very adamant that she can take on her by herself.
Hmm.
She was almost adamant on assaulting this city, honestly. She thought this was her home.
Well, how does that make sense?
Hmm. Considering how much time she spent here, yes.
Well, perhaps you can find some way to... I don't know, convince her that'd be a little worth your while. From what I last remember of her, she got out of her home, but I don't think she's necessarily wanting to return. She was never one to hunker down in any one place for long, and if anything, she probably regards her safety overall. As for what you can do to convince her you're worth her time, it's up to you. But I suppose, if anything, believe that she's probably looking for survival first and foremost. Perhaps convincing her you're at least capable of that.
So pretty much convincing her is we can offer her a safe haven. Well, yes, if that's the correct terminology.
I don't think there's ever going to be a safe haven you can provide.
With some sort of safety and reassurance.
I think your best way to convince her, perhaps, is instead offering a more unique to you solution. As if someone were to look upon you and your motley crew, they're not going to believe that you could provide any protection, especially not against an archmage. But
Fair.
what you can provide is a distraction or a scapegoat.
That's kind of the plan we were coming up with. We even proposed that to her, but I think the way we proposed it probably wasn't the best.
And how did you propose it?
Said that we could attempt to set up, we straight up said to be a distraction for her. Pretty much do it to where we can get her attention and allow her to have a surprise attack on her.
Hmm.
If you're following, I wish not to drop names in a public scenery.
Darling. Shadows flicker and hide from confrontation with light. They are fickle beasts. Instead, you are asking or offering for Prince Stella, the runner, to turn and fight with your aid. Every mage, every archmage, has access to a list that shows who's in what ranking. When Vestris was struck to the point of almost death, her life force faded, and someone else had claimed her spot. And her name fell off the list into perpetuity. As long as your name is on the list, as a mage, there's always a risk of safety. A risk of that safety being destroyed. The threat looming over your head, a sword, dangling from a horse's thread.
I think I'm starting to understand a little bit more. Sorry, the whole
Are
ordeal,
you?
as much as I could. From what I'm understanding is that being a mage of shadows, he's prone to running away instead of fighting. I guess fighting intelligently, not just straight up, correct? If she chooses to fight. But with Ventress, from what I could tell, she is very straightforward. Would rather take a head-on situation, but she is also intelligent.
Hmm.
So in this situation, from what I can tell, it's a battle of strategy, yes?
No. It is a battle that's of you need to convince Prince Stella that she can remain safe. Prince Stella's a runner. In no way, shape, or form is she ever going to agree to fight. So you, in order to convince her, should probably find a way for her to continue running. But she will never be safe as long as her name is on the list. As long as the archmages are able to be tracked. I'd say take a book from Vestris. Take a little stratagem from her.
Alright, now I'm understanding. And this time I actually do.
She squints her eyes a little and says, "Do you?"
I know I'm a little slow, but the fact that you dumbed it down there made a little bit more sense.
All right, then.
Make it to where she feels like she can run away whenever without having to be chased down, correct?
Yes.
Alright. I guess
Well,
this question would be far-fetched, but there's no way that you will actually assist in this situation unless
Nope.
you are directly targeted, correct?
Nope, I will not help you.
I figured that'd be the answer. It was just worth a try to ask.
I have changed my life, and unless something threatens it, I'm in no need, no desire.
As I figured.
to
And
raise.
I wouldn't want to take this life that you have currently away from you. It was just came up during the discussion
holds
with
up
the
her hands.
companions, and I thought I would ask.
That's enough.
Hmm.
It sounds like you have other things to handle. And
Yes.
things are getting busier. I wish you the best of luck in your endeavors. Hold the door.
I do appreciate your time, like always.
She nods you off.
And he starts, he actually is going to wander around the town and just think for a little bit before he heads back to the house. Probably go to the food quarter for a bit.
Okay. And what is everyone else doing that isn't Cecil or Hold the Door?
Forge. I'm getting that fucking tattoo.
Create.
Okay.
I think Rev is going to deliver the book.
Okay. Ataru, you will not be able to finish that today.
Damn it.
Rev, as you bring the book to Advent attire, you step in. Ching-ling. There's a few people shopping around, but Isaiah's in the back, just finishing up, packing up a customer's purchase and bidding them adieu. As they glance over and say, "Oh, hey, Rev."
Oh, hello. Seems like business is pretty good today, hmm?
It's all right. There's a lot of new adventurers spending their gold, that sort of thing.
I've seen some wanderings at town. It seems like there's quite a few newbies,
She shrugs.
I hope they do not.
I suppose.
I guess I can only hope that they don't get in the way or get too big for their britches, you know? But this is neither here nor there. You asked for a book, and I have come to deliver you a book. And he pulls it out.
You pull out the dark tome. This let's see. Pull out this old gilded tome, gold leaf wings, kind of draped over a kind of deep red, almost velvety circle on the outside, branching from the spine. Isaiah reaches out and takes it from you and says, "Oh, this is very ornate. What is it about?"
Yes, hey, I'll be honest. I read a little bit last night, and it seemed a little over my head. So it seems maybe more up your alley. I was told that it, well, I have a friend who is into some magics, and I asked him for a book that would be a good, maybe beginner wizarding book for someone who was naturally inclined. So this is what he handed me, and I'm kind of just hoping that it has something to do with what you were looking for.
Okay. And she kind of opens up the book, kind of cracking it open. You see the first few pages have various images, ornate and drawn, kind of gold leaf murals of at least from this angle, you can't really tell. They all seem like large mosaicked pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And Isaiah begins flipping through and kind of flipping through, pausing for a brief moment. Says, "Oh, this is in there's some parts in a strange language. Oh, fascinating. This will be a fun little project, Rev."
Well, good.
And
I certainly hope it can be helpful in your endeavors.
yeah, some of these looks like arcanic prep involves plants as well. Most of it's in an older dialect of common, but some of this is in a strange language. But overall, I think I could follow along with these basic descriptions and annotations here.
Well, would you like to point out the section which is in a strange language and let me see if I might know a thing or two?
He flips the book around and points, and each of this strange language is kind of written in like a golden ink.
Mm-hmm.
The uh the writing, the common is written in long flourishes similar to that of cursive, but this golden writing instead is, let's see what languages real quick. It's in a strange kind of curved but sharp lettering.
Hmm.
It is kind of all interconnected, almost similar to that of like a was it more lines of Arabic, kind of very lined, kind of thin and carried over, like long stretches are seemingly connected, written in this golden ink. But you are
It's
unable to
not a
make heads
language
or
that I would
tails of it.
recognize, though. Yeah.
No, cannot make heads or tails of it.
Okay. No, it does not seem like I have any better luck with this, but I'm sure you will be able to solve this puzzle and find what you need to know.
I hope so too.
Well, this is sort of a different matter, but sort of the same matter. Uh, it seems like my friends would like to go confront a very powerful sorceress. I'm still not quite sure of all the ins and outs of the why, but the how involves me. And this book is due back in like a month. So if I'm not back in like a month, do you know the manor on the west side of town?
I do.
You could probably just like drop it in their mailbox or throw it over the fence or something whenever you are done with it.
Okay, that seems easy enough.
But yes, aside from that, I guess I will be on my way.
Okay. Well, I'm extra excited to really dive into this book. This was a great gift. She walks around and kind of says, "Thank you, Rev." Holds your, kind of places her warm hands on your cheeks and gives you a little kiss on the forehead.
Red blushes.
Natural blush.
And she goes back and immediately starts flipping through the book. You can see the light reflecting off the golden script and reflecting into her very wide open eyes reflecting into the pupils, almost giving her like a glow of fascination in her eyes.
And yeah, Rev just takes his leave, heads back to the house.
As you begin leaving, a strange chill is in the air. You're unsure what it is, but the sounds of the surrounding area start to kind of fade away.
This is after I've exited the building, or while I'm
This
still
is
in there?
as you're exiting the building.
I think he'll hesitate and not necessarily walk out of the door just yet.
As
And
you,
maybe call back to Izzy or something like that and be like, do you feel this coldness?
and she stops and looks up and says, "Huh? What was
Just
that,
like a
Rev?"
chill in the air. Do you feel this chill?
No.
Well,
Is this just a way for you to say you want a coat? I suppose I can give you a coat.
I guess I would not mind a coat. I'm not used to feeling the breeze, so this cold sensation I just figured was maybe less localized.
I didn't even know you could get cold, but she goes and she takes off a nice kind of rider's cloak, which is just a long kind of black cloak that drags upon the ground. But this one, she gets it for a small child to better match your height and gives it to you like, here
Fair.
you go.
There's other small races. Could be like a dwarven cloak.
No.
No, okay.
Small child.
A small child, yeah.
You can
Okay.
tell because there's the brim has like little embellishes of
Dinosaurs,
ducks.
ducks.
Cute.
Little
Duck
yellow
rider cloak.
embroidered ducks on the corners. All right then,
Very
Rev.
cute.
Hopefully you don't catch a cold.
I will certainly do my best. Take care, Izzy.
All right, goodbye. And she goes back to reading. And you, admiring the duck cloak, make your way out. Cecil, after a few good hours, you've copied down all that you can, every mark and every scratch that you feel might lead to something. You copy it down onto your new map. A little shoddy, but it gets the job done. The map was faded, and so you've filled in areas that you believe would make sense in terms of walls and pathways. After that, during which time you've been searching around, but other than a few students of the Conjuration College moonlighting a bit, as adventurers, no one seems to be a powerful mage. Everyone seems to be fresh or novices. And even judging by their garb, the ones that seem older and wisely are not seemingly cut out to be adventurers, more scholars. It is slim pickings in the adventuring guild.
Okay. He gives
At least
the
in terms of mages.
don't worry. He gives the original map to Mezel
All done?
Yes, ma'am. And be sure
Oh,
to
okay.
thank Farner for me. Uh, I'm gonna I'm gonna go now. You'll probably see my compatriots at the memorial.
Oh, okay. Uh, I saw you looking around. Are you waiting on someone?
I am eyeing potential allies. I'm looking for a magic user who particularly can see at far distances without being known. I don't know much about magic, but I can assume one can do such a thing.
Well, I know of Henriette, the frog mage.
Frog mage.
Yeah,
Oh, I think I met her early
she's
on.
good at spying on her neighbors. So I suppose you can speak with her and see maybe she'll lend you her services.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. And he's going out the door very quickly.
As for any other man, okay. She waves you goodbye.
Cecil's gonna go see the frog mage.
Okay. As you arrived at this mage tower, themed with a motif of frogs, knock upon the door. The frog statue to your left opens his mouth. Hello.
Howdy. Uh, I was told to come to you if I needed some spine.
Oh, you're spying.
Yes.
All right. Well, who you trying to spy on? My services ain't cheap.
How can can you spy on someone in Darkreach?
Sure. It really depends.
And can you not be known of? Can you hide your magical presence essence? I don't know much.
Well, yes and no. I mean, most of the time I can spy pretty well, but other times, if we're looking at a at a person, well, there's a chance that they might know that they're being spied on, but not whom.
Well, okay, good, good.
It also depends on how well you know them. Like, for example, just hearing of them's good. Uh, Meeting them's better. Knowing them real good. That's the best. And also, if you have perhaps a picture or a possession of theirs, or maybe even a part of their body, like a lock of hair or some spit, or perhaps something else of your fancy, that will also help.
Oh, okay, okay. How late are you? Oh,
I'm always open for the money.
all right,
It'll
all right,
cost you about 1,200.
all right. Good, good. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
okay.
And he rushes off to Sugma Kappa house.
Everyone else, I'm assuming Sock and Ataru, you been as?
Yeah, stayed home.
Hold
And
the door
assuming,
still out.
okay, then assuming everyone other than Hold the Door is out the house, or is at the house at the same time, Cecil walks in. Rev, you just walking in from the back. Everyone's home. Except for Hodor.
I got a map! Puts it on the table.
Yelling it from the basement. Good job, proud of you!
That crawls up on the table to look at it.
Sock, you wouldn't happen to have or know of any of your compatriots' possessions that could have a connection to the witch?
What kind of connection?
Like anything that might have been hers specifically.
You mean if Milo had anything connected to her?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was in his body.
His body. Bedroom, and he rushes upstairs.
You
And
run
his
upstairs.
bedroom is in the Sugma Kappa house, and the Sugma Kappa house is in Titansfall.
It's all coming together.
Reality's collapsing.
The stinking pegboard, like.
Alright, so
Doc watches him.
you,
Is everything all right?
you run upstairs. What you looking for?
Anything.
Doc follows.
Investigation.
Oh god. Okay, let me see. Where's my thing? Let me-
Mhm. Mhm. Hmm.
Can I help investigate? Or
I
would
would
that?
say that you find a I would say you find a dirty handkerchief that has been dabbed in some blood.
Oh, suck. We just found our inn.
I don't know what what are you doing?
Do you have anything I can keep this in or won't get tainted anymore?
We can put it in.
Wait, I got it. He just puts it under his hat. Right. Alright, Sock. Now, I may have a way to look at the witch in the castle. Find out
Really?
specifically where she is. Thanks to the frog mage. Just north in the tower.
Yeah,
North of
yeah,
here.
remember her.
She
You know,
can-
it didn't even occur to me to think about her.
She can see her. But it's gonna cost us roughly 1,200 gold. And potentially her life. Her life may be threatened in this.
Oh.
But I did not tell her that. I should have. I feel like I should have. Am I making a mistake involving someone like this in our plans? I have no idea. Anyway.
Listen, this is literally her job, right? She spies on people. I assume she knows the risks.
Yeah.
But we can't tell her the risks if it'll make you feel better.
Probably.
But we could also just pay her more and she'll probably do it anyway.
See that I know people in this town don't do things out of the good of their own hearts. I've learned this. Aside from a few, select few. It seems like everyone in this town is very, very interested in capital. So, and that is something
As are most people.
I lack very much. But if we can
Well, I
see...
have 840 myself. I'm sure we can pull together some more.
Maybe. We might be able to do a few odd jobs too, but...
Of course.
We talk about making money. I'm not gonna finish this, and I need more money.
Here, let's go downstairs.
Right.
Runs downstairs, grabs the map, goes down to Ataru.
Zuck follows.
Oh, thank you. That okay, was way easier than yelling.
All right, save your
I
voice,
forgot that I
darling.
could- Yeah.
Do you remember the frog mage in the tower?
The privacy invading mage. Yeah.
She
Again,
can
still surprised that frog magic isn't conjuration and that it's instead divination. Who would have thought?
she can see the blood witch for us.
Yeah, that's how scrying works. Is that not what you assumed from her being like I can spy on neighbors and stuff?
I assumed her reach did not go that far.
Oh, I mean, it's kind of like connected to like a person or a location, depending on how you do it. I can't do it myself, but
But look, and he lifts up his hat and he takes the dirty handkerchief out. We have this.
Maybe that's not the best place
Or
to.
is that Vestris's? Is there a difference?
Well, wasn't Vestris in Relo?
Yeah, that's a Yeah, perhaps.
And didn't he use like blood magic?
Yeah, no, this could work.
So we could see where she is.
But how expensive is it?
It's gonna be 1,200.
1,200.
It's as much as my tattoo is gonna cost. Fuck.
Well, I have 800 myself.
I'm rocking a steady 350 right now.
Okay, so if I just pull another like 100. Wait, so how much did you say you have stock? You said 850 or 800?
I have 842, but I would rather not completely and utterly drain my pockets if
That's
we can
fair.
like.
That's fair.
This town is ruthless. Anyway, we can
Well-
resolve this later. I'm just saying, as a plan, we can see where she is within this town.
I think between all of us, it is affordable.
Yeah, Rev is definitely willing to help. I just don't know how much gold he has, and I'm at the guard check again.
I can check.
Ataru
have-
rifles through his pockets.
Oh, wait, no, I don't have your character sheet. I thought I had your character sheet. I didn't.
Cecil rifles through Rev's pockets. Rev, you're rocking with a steady 625. Oh, please. Alright, so hang on. Let's talk about this. And he lays out the map.
Okay, I
on the
have
ground.
I have a
Yes, I do really. No, I'm not picking up what you're. We're talking about frog mage and spying, which I get in the map. So is this to
hello old.
I feel like we should.
Oh, wait, no,
and
it's not. It's the copy. Never mind. I'm stupid. Sorry.
This map might be a little outdated, but with the frog mage's information, we'd be able to pinpoint exactly where the mage is.
Okay.
Then we'd have an idea, and then we can plan an attack. But
Mhm.
I don't know. She's pretty crafty, so she might be on the move. She
Yeah,
might
that
be
was-
like hopping from place to place within the town. But I'm banking on her being vain and prideful. And I feel like she would
She
be in
definitely
the
is
castle.
disrespectful.
The castle
I have
is my number one
625
guess.
gold pieces.
I don't really know about how. Oh, that's good. That we can work with that. I don't really know how like. I mean, she's vain and prideful, but I don't think she's like that kind of vain and prideful because she was perfectly fine just like living inside of a centaur man's body. Which
Mila was also pretty vain.
yeah, they kind of fit well together with that. But like, there's a difference between living inside somebody and.
But also, wasn't she like unable to? Like, I mean, I might be wrong, but wasn't she like stuck inside of him?
I think she was like charging up her power or some shit. I don't know.
And now she's not.
Look, I've just read
inside
about
him
I just
anymore.
read about the basics of this magic shit. Okay, I don't really know the.
Okay, so we're under the assumption, right, that she's out on her own. Well, not on her own, but she's not within someone currently. But I guess we'll have to
literally
see.
no way of knowing.
But
It's probably
if,
a fair
Yeah,
assumption.
every time that I have interacted with her, I've either been, well, except for the one time that I was sucked into her lake of blood, she kind of just
I'm sorry,
bursts
what now?
out of people. No. The lake of blood that Milo took me to?
Her domain. Yes.
Oh,
Domain.
that whole thing. Yeah. I remember he talked about that at the therapy session.
All right.
What?
Yeah.
You went to therapy for it?
Hang on.
Yeah, he felt bad about it. He was trying to figure out, like, how do I be a better friend? And I fucked up, and I feel bad about that. I thought I told you guys about this.
Yeah.
Do you know what he did, Ataru?
Not in the specifics. Just So he very vaguely mentioned what he did. He didn't mention any lake of blood, but if you're talking about the thing that like you were like super pissed about him about, and then he was like, "Oh, I feel bad. I'm sorry." That was that whole shtick. He didn't tell me what he did, just that he did something bad and that he felt bad about it. And
Are you talking about the process of how he did it, or what exactly he did to me?
no, I'm just talking about. He told me nothing about the actual process and what it was, just that he did a bad thing. I'm putting 2 and 2 together.
On 6 days.
I know nothing about this blood lake. Sorry, I think that was just a weird tangent. Keep going.
I'm confused.
No. I think I just confused everybody. Anyway, I know nothing about this blood lake.
Wait, Cecil, what were you asking about?
I wanted to know if he said anything in particular.
Days.
Anything, any information on her that could help us. But
Well, it seemed like she was trying to gather. I mean, I think we all know that she was trying to gather power, for one thing.
Well, she just talked about her being his queen.
And I think she gained it by literally collecting blood. Hence, the blood lake.
Blood lake.
So I was just
Collecting.
wondering if there is like any way we can maybe cut her off from
Blood.
You know, if she draws power from like people's blood, like how? I wish there was a way to like, I don't know.
Protect
But like
ourselves?
you know how like silver really messes with me. I wonder if there's something that like we could inject. You know, like
Wait.
oh,
Hold on. Didn't you say that she was caught or trapped or something by Sherazade?
that was the
Y'all's
other thing
goddess?
that I was thinking about. Is like didn't she fall the last time by being tricked into like some kind of immortality because she was looking for power and then she got trapped in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
What if we can do that again? Or something like it. She seems very power hungry. So what if we just present her with something that's, I don't know.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, like
try
a
to
powerful thing, but maybe it has bad blood.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Like Taylor Swift.
Now here's the thing. Can she sense anything within the blood? Or hang on, we could load ourselves up with drugs, throw ourselves in front of us, and then suicide pact.
No.
No.
I know.
She's here doing the jihadist route.
I mean, I could load you up with poison
sorry.
if you fucking want.
I'm getting excited.
You're getting heated.
My house.
He takes off his hat, starts fanning himself with it.
So after that brilliant masterpiece plan, I'm gonna say that you don't handle the planning. Okay, is that
all right? Anyway,
with that?
we have a way of knowing where she is within the town at least.
Yes, that is a good start.
We could definitely track her movements and
suiciding
find.
ourselves by poisoning ourselves and having
It was.
It's not a bad idea. I just wonder if it doesn't have to be us, you know?
I broke character for a moment.
Didn't you say there were like a bunch of weak adventurers and the adventurers all? We could like convince them to take poison.
No,
I mean,
You know.
we're not doing that.
it could be something we leave on the back burner. However,
I can be
I
pretty
do want to raise
persuasive.
the counterpoint that Tippany's told us that Vestris initially got into blood magic in order to heal ailments, so she probably can cleanse blood.
Very true.
This is logical.
Can she cleanse blessed blood?
I don't think she's like demonic or anything. I don't think any kind of like radiant or like blessed stuff is gonna really hurt her. Well, I mean, any more than it would like normally hurt somebody.
It probably hurt me more than it would hurt her.
I think. Oh, wait, what?
Like,
Hang on, wait, what?
What?
Okay, what are you not following here?
Rev, are you an undead creature?
Cecil, do you not know this about me? This is like thing number one. He takes off his hood. This is like thing number one.
Yeah, he's talked about this like a lot.
This is like the defining thing about me is that I am undead.
Cecil just kind of
you think that
he just sits on the floor.
I was just born as a living tree?
Like
I know sometimes there are
like I said,
There's not
I don't
a
know anything
race
about
of
magic.
people who are made of wood, to the best of my knowledge, anyway.
All right.
So I guess it is possible.
I mean, okay, but here's something to think about. Like, if we're going to go up against Vestris, what is going to stop her from just taking control of any of us?
Mm.
Because I personally don't want her to take control of me and then, I don't know, unleash a werewolf on anyone.
I still feel like going against Vestris is not such a good idea.
No, but
I'm
I
not
mean,
saying we go
just on
against her
principle.
tomorrow.
US 16 South 14th Street.
But
just depends on what form she's in and if she's like.
depends on a lot. And first we gotta know
Wait.
what and where.
I don't know if any of us would. Well, I mean, I guess the only people that would really have any access to spells would be Hold or me, and I don't really have this level of spells. But is there a thing that like allows you to like destroy water? Because like blood is just water.
And you're thinking we can manipulate the spell?
I mean, blood is made of water. I would imagine if there was a spell that you use to destroy water, it would, in theory, destroy blood. I mean, you have to be able to see it, so
Shit,
you can't
can you imagine that?
just like destroy the blood in a person's body. You have to like see it out on the surface. So like, if her body is still made of blood in the way that we saw before, that could be used, to some effectiveness, I would assume. But it's kind of a moot point if none of us, have the magics. Just a random thought. Sorry.
I was at the Adventurers Hall earlier today when I was working on this bad boy. He slaps the map. And there is nothing but greenhorns and babies. Baby magic users. And I've been looking. I've been scouring this town for someone powerful, but hang on. I just remembered something.
Spells?
Remember that peg-legged kobold I told y'all about?
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah.
yes.
Hang on. Wait. I need y'all to. Can y'all follow me?
Certainly.
Sure.
Oh, come on, and he wants Cecil wants to lead them back to the kobold's little hideout.
Okay. Roll survival to see if you can track back to where it was.
Let me see.
It's a spell. Damn it.
Okay. You make your way back to the alleyway where the doorway is, the door frame.
Stay on night.
All right, y'all may not believe me when I say there was a giant woman sitting on a throne in here. But she was sleeping.
What?
And I think she may, shot in the dark, have powerful magics that could be used to
3.8
aid
miles
us.
ahead.
And
I thought we were meeting a kobold.
oh, he might be in here too, but she's sleeping, so stay quiet for now. And he does the knock on the door frame the same way the kobold did. And attempts to enter.
Is this just a free standing doorway?
Is a free-standing doorway.
Sock goes around to the other side of the door, like, can't, Cecil,
But
you know what? You know what, though? Magic.
Wait, can I enter or no?
Hold on, I'm just hearing magic. So as you go and knock upon the door, you end up turning the knob, and sure enough, another room is on the other side.
Oh.
I remember,
Oh my gosh.
stay quiet. He goes inside.
Oh my gosh. Sock runs around the whole door a few times.
As you run around, see Cecil halfway stepping in.
I'm not even surprised at this point.
This doesn't shock you.
It did. Now, come on. Let's see if the little feller's in here.
As you step inside, you see that the little kobold. Ren, you're not fat. Fucking hands. As you step inside, you see the little kobold sleeping against the lady in the large throne. His stuff perused around a long, infinite hallway spanning behind you. Pillars rising up into a ceilingless hall. Lit braziers every pillar. Pillars separated 40 feet apart, and at the very end, from an unknown source, a skylight beaming down on a large throne, where there a large woman dressed in white robes sleeps. Motionless, the kobold kind of resting his back against her thigh, just kind of reading a book, and has not noticed you guys have entered in.
That is a large woman.
Remember when I was gone for a couple hours the other day?
What? How
What are you
did you
doing here?
find this?
I followed the little feller here.
What the hell is the kobold doing here?
I have no idea. I didn't ask him any questions. All I asked is if I could borrow a book, and I traded my shovel for a book. There it is. And he points to the shovel. It's still there.
There's a shovel on top of a pile of junk.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who this woman is, but
But you
she-
thought that she would be helpful to our quest.
Did
even though
we
you didn't know
wake her up?
She's a big woman that sleeps in a magic doorway.
I have
Maybe
no-
we should ask if anyone knows of this woman before we wake her up.
when I talked to Farner
I mean,
today,
I assume she's a
Farner-
resident.
Farner didn't even know about archmages or anything, so I can only assume this woman might be an archmage.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. Do we want to wake her up without any sort of idea at all?
I mean, what other options do we have?
I mean, this is kind of giving me like, let me just stick my head into an orb kind of vibes. Kind of unknown factors going on here.
Ataru, I think you're the smartest one here. What do you think?
What do I think there's a big woman sleeping. What am I supposed to think about this situation? There is no information here that could really help.
I want to
Was
wake
she
her
asleep
up.
last time you were here? Did she wake up at all? She doesn't seem to be reacting to me talking very loudly.
Hey, the kobold's reading. All right. Let's.
Kobold looks up. Puts a little shush.
She'll get kind of like a stank face and just be like,
Is there anything around the throne room that I can investigate to try to see if there's
yeah, I'm gonna do the same.
like
There's
anything?
A lot of junk that the kobold has brought in to make this his like little base, little hangout.
It
There's
seems like
jars of snacks, leftover food dishes. You see a lot of like bones and trash from like meat slabs. You can see there's like little bed rolls. You can see there's man's kitted. He's got hammocks, entertainment of various sorts, various toys like ball and cup. Pretty much an assortment that a little kid would bring in to like a pillow fort.
Can I look to see if
nothing on like the walls or anything? Mosaics or whatnot?
There
Frescoes.
is nothing on the walls. The entire hallway, pillars and everything is featureless.
So there's nothing like from before, like there's no like object here that seems to have been from before the kobold moved in.
From what you can tell, no. It is just a large, infinitely tall, and infinitely long
If
hallway.
How is old do you suppose the vampire knows about this woman's presence?
let alone her origin. I
mean,
feel
who's
like
to say we know nothing about this. It would, any theory we come up with would just be all based on pure conjecture.
if y'all want, I can try waking her up.
Something tells me it's not gonna work. Knock yourself out though.
All right, stand back.
Oh,
Cecil.
I'm standing back.
Yeah, they're both just definitely
I'm curious to see
backing
how this plays
away.
out.
Cecil.
Tara will walk back and pull out her little notepad.
Cecil's gonna approach.
Sharp left.
Covers his crotch.
Then turn right.
He's gonna approach the throne.
Okay.
Sorry, little buddy. I'm gonna make a little bit of noise in here.
Oh.
Little kobold looks up.
Turn right.
Hello? Ma'am? Are you alright?
I thought I was gonna try something different than, just
No
yelling loudly.
response.
Oh, he was gonna shoot the.
Well,
Shoot the thing.
that's another thing on the list. Alright. He's gonna try to touch her. Like her, if she has like any hands close to him, he's gonna try to like touch her hand to see if she's like alive. Just making sure.
You go and walk up and touch the tip of her middle finger. It is warm. You feel a kind of warming sensation wash over you.
Oh.
You feel invigorated and at peace. And a single tear forms in your eyes and drips down your cheek.
All right. Can I do a religion check of some sort?
You may. As you kind of look over, the sensation feels divinely peaceful. This, in your travels, this is the kind of feel that you only get in a church in the Wild West.
Cowboy church.
What?
This is a feeling that you have of calm and at peace that you've had only just a licking of times. 2, 3. Under the stars, by your lonesome, maybe after having a good meal. Not since the depravity and devastation that the world and its evils have brought upon you and your livelihood. The smallest of respite that you feel during those times where you could just relax.
Good thing I left that chimney room.
The feeling that you are having right now is reminiscent of that in its purest form. As dopamine and serotonin rush through you.
Cecil begins crying tears of joy. And he turns around to look at his friends. Like,
Are you quite well?
You okay there, buddy?
If you don't want, you don't have to wake up if you don't want to.
No.
Scribbles.
I think I found God. And he,
I'm sorry, what?
What?
And he sits down.
Elaborate, please.
He sits down at the edge of the throne.
Hey, sis, what are you doing?
You're sitting down next to the kobold on the throne?
Not on the throne, next to it.
Oh. You just plop down, just knees bent, legs apart, hands on knees, wrists on knees.
Bart comes up to him. What are you doing? What's wrong? What's wrong?
I touched her and started crying. What the fuck?
I've never felt this in a long time. And he takes off his sunglasses.
You've never touched a large woman before?
He takes off his sunglasses, takes off his hat, his hand on his heart. He grabs Sock's hand. He's like, "Feel." And he touches Sock's hand to his chest.
What?
Heart racing.
Do I need to give you 2 a moment?
No.
I'll go join the kobold.
Sock, you gotta, and he picks Sock up.
Hey!
And touch it. Please, you need to feel this. Touch. And he
Put me down.
touch her hand.
Are you pushing Sock against her, or are you just holding him?
He's trying to pick you up so you can get on the throne. And touch her hand. Touch her hand, Sock.
Listen.
Right now?
Can I roll an insight check on Cecil? Is he all right?
Go ahead and roll it. Cecil is shook.
Just
He's
shook,
clearly having a moment. He is shook and excited, and he believes what he's saying.
All right. Number one, put me down.
It sets him down on the throne.
Number two, don't ever do that again.
Oh, sorry, I'm just really excited.
Boundaries, you know.
I
All right,
understand.
and then okay, number three, and he like just kind of reaches out a finger and like pokes her. Like,
Wait, so I got enough. That's
I do it.
goes back to scribbling. Let's find out the results.
All right. So to clarify, what's everyone doing?
Cecil's next to the throne,
I have my notepad out and I'm observing phenomenon.
crying tears of joy.
Okay, and what's
Sock
Sock
just
doing?
poked her hand.
Okay. Sock, as you go and poke the big hand, a wave of euphoria crashes over you. You feel a rush of hot blood trace throughout your body. And you feel a strange sensation wash over you.
Do you feel it?
As you sit there for a moment, you ponder and think to what this sensation could be. It's a feeling of peaceful emptiness, as if a weight has been lifted off your shoulder. And as you move your hand, you feel a heaviness return to you, itching from the back of your spine in the depth of your being. It takes a soft, long, reflective moment before a slow inkling of an idea starts to form in your head of what that feeling of emptiness, that peaceful state was. When your hand was upon hers, you did not sense the werewolf.
Sock just kind of stares at her and then just kind of puts his hand back on her hand like one more time as if to confirm it.
As you do, it feels as if caked on mud is being washed away by hot water. You feel light and refreshing. Each breath, that of your own, not shared with some infernal beast of carnage and hate. This emptiness, this peaceful solitude remains and lasts as long as you keep your hand held there.
He keeps his hand there and he kind of just sighs and looks kind of sad. And he's just like, well, this is not fair.
Well, that's a different reaction. Do you feel like your mind has been touched and that you're possibly enchanted?
not so much enchanted as much as uncursed.
Wait, what?
When I
She's a god.
I don't
You
know
two are
about
experiencing very different reactions. Sock, what did you see?
when I touch her, I don't feel cursed. I don't feel the wolf. I don't it just feels nice. It feels quiet. And then he takes his hand away and kind of like slumps down. And he's like, but then as soon as I let go, it comes back. This is not fair. I can't just live my life just, well, and he looks at the kobold.
So, touching it shows you what you want the most?
Ataru.
I am
Well-
still not ruling out on this thing enchanting your minds and taking mind control and taking control of your brain, okay? I am not fucking touching this thing until I understand what the fuck's going on.
Well, if you touch her and your greatest desire seems to feel like it can come true, then wouldn't that prove your theory?
I have multiple competing theories, and some of them are substantially more dangerous than that one.
I think she can help us.
With what? She's asleep and touching her gives you hallucinations.
No. Touching her, I feel like myself.
What does that even mean?
It's like you feel like how you were before. I don't know. At least for me, before all this, he just kind of gestures to himself. I just feel unburdened, I suppose.
Renewed.
Yeah.
So, you feel
Hopeful.
renewed and you feel better than you did before, but you don't do you feel a need to go and touch her again and return to that hallucination?
No.
Sock eyes her. Well, I certainly would not like to be a werewolf for a hot minute. And when I do touch her, I don't feel like I feel like it's gone. So there is that. However, I do recognize that I can't live my entire life just constantly touching her. That wouldn't actually solve the problem. That's more of just making it go away. And that's why I'm pissed off.
Alright, that's good. That makes it less dangerous. Okay.
I think if we wake her up, if we can figure out some way, she'd be able to help us.
I don't see why we don't maybe go asking some of the older people in this town if anyone even knows. Like, I don't know. Like I said, the vampires might know of her existence. Or, I don't know, maybe the Tibbities or... Oh no.
Would it be wrong to say that I don't trust the Tippity's person?
No, I don't trust it either.
And I'd say let's keep it vague if we were to go asking. Be like, y'all know of a goddess with white robes and white hair? Does she have white hair?
Yeah, she has like very kind of white hair that you can see was blonde, but as if the color has faded.
You just keep it more vague than that. Why don't you just ask if they know about any mysterious doors in the end of alleyways that open into secret chambers?
As you're talking, the kobold continues going, just sighing while he's trying to read his book. You see he's getting perturbed by everyone. Just
Sorry. Here,
I mean,
let's
look,
talk over
Apologies.
there.
there are plenty of wake up methods we haven't tried yet, and she'll kind of like take out a dagger and toss it around. I mean, I left flashbangs at home, but like, legitimately, I don't think this is a form of slumbering. I think this is more of a magical ailment. Ooh, if it's like Storybook Cecil, try making out with her.
Cecil's face beat red. I don't know if I'm honorable enough for that.
Well,
That seems
certainly
something
am not.
like a and he starts fidgeting with his poncho. So you try kissing her.
Hawk raises an eyebrow.
Guys, I was kidding.
You consider
Half
yourself
kidding.
not honorable enough.
I just don't
You would
feel
prefer
worthy.
me. As if I was more worthy than you.
Look, I just think highly of y'all. All right. I mean, y'all followed me here on a whim, and
You do know that I'm half kidding, right?
No.
I don't actually think that would work.
No, I mean, yeah. He starts to step away from her.
You thought I was serious, didn't you?
No.
I
mean, we haven't tried everything.
I mean, if you want to, I'm not gonna stop you.
Cecil looks at Sock.
Cecil looks at Cecil.
Oh my fucking god. Okay. Do we want to cross this one off the list? I'll fucking do it. I don't care.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Ataru, hang on. Wait. Ataru just said that she's gonna do it.
Okay.
I need to be all like up in arms about it. Like, if you're looking for honorable, it's not me. But
should I kiss?
Yeah.
I forgot you were here.
Do you have lips? Does that count? Is that what's? I mean, again, I'm just basing this off of dumb fairy tales. So.
Whoa, hold on. What happened, Rev? Why don't you try touching her? See what happens.
Isn't this what the kiss is?
Yeah.
I suppose.
I want to see this.
I shall try it.
okay. So Rev, what are you doing?
Just walking up and leaning over and a quick little peck on the cheek.
How big is she again?
Pretty big. She'd be like a giant.
Oh shit! Okay.
You should have kissed her on the lip.
Hard to peck anything other than
climb on her to kiss her on the lips. That's not.
Sock,
well, he's not
Rev,
kissing her on the
and the
lips, he said just on
kobold
the cheek.
could curl up in her hand.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Maybe not that. Yeah. Y'all could use her hand as a chair. She's probably about 15 feet tall. Okay. Rev, as you give a little
Wait,
peck
15 feet tall from head to toe or from back to breast?
from head to toe.
Okay.
What?
Why didn't she lying down?
She's like slumped over the armrest.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah. Anyway, he'll
Rev,
climb on up and give her
climb on up.
Smoochy.
And the kobold just messing with his chair. Come up and you give her a little kiss on the cheek. And a wave of sensation washes over you, Rev. For the briefest of moments, you feel senses that almost foreign to you. It takes but a moment to realize as they are fading away that those were touch, taste, smell, hear, the feeling of soft flesh, a long forgotten sensation from before you were woed.
I don't think anything's happening.
No movement. She remains motionless.
Oh, I think he'll just climb down then and rejoin his group and probably not say much.
Well, that didn't wake her, but again, I don't know how. It's again, like I said, it was mostly a joke. Oh, by the way, what did you see? Did it have an effect on you, actually? Wait.
Yeah, how do you feel, Rev?
Sad.
Is it sad because you were shown something happy that you can't have now, or like sad because it showed you something sad?
He's more like the former. Is more like the former.
Okay.
Is
All right,
just
so that's 3. Touching.
I don't think it worked. Is the issue.
Yeah, touching it shows greatest desire. Okay. Still no idea how to fucking wake this thing. If it even can be woken.
Well, hang on.
Ah, fuck it. While I'm here, I may as well try. She's gonna go up and touch it.
The tower dies. No.
Rough, buddy.
Heals over it. Haru, as you touch upon her, a soft sensation to your hand. A wave of cool and calming relaxation passes over you. You take long, deep, fulfilling breaths. Your body feels light. And that feeling remains as long as you hold your hand to the figure. Sense of relaxation and restedness.
Sure moves. Oh, that was really relaxing. I didn't say anything specific, but that was. What I feel like. Does anyone else feel like really energized right now? I feel very energized right now. I'm like ready to go.
I feel great, but
Hell yeah! High five.
high fives.
Mm.
I want to try some. Detect magic.
Oh wait, do I have that spell?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I found a protein bar.
I do have detect magic. I forgot. Oh, okay. I have something else I want to try after you do your detect magic.
As you cast detect magic, you find around the figure and emanating from the figure extreme, dense amounts of every school of magic.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
I'm telling you guys, I think we found a god.
Why do you say that?
Find.
I'm getting hits of every school of magic from her.
Do you suppose we found like an archmage or something like that?
That would be interesting if we did. But
I mean, aren't they like hidden?
I mean, I
But-
guess, but
Wait, from what you guys have told me about the Archmages, they're only specializing in one school of magic,
yeah, but I
right?
mean, I imagine they're well versed in the other ones at the very least.
I mean, she's very well versed in all of them.
I mean, it wouldn't tell you what they're
Apparently.
well versed in. It would be more of like what they're made of, or what is being
She's
cast, what they're emanating.
everything. Everything.
Let me try something. I'm going to ritually cast Identify and see if that works.
And we all just sit down for tea and cookies.
I mean, it
I
takes
mean-
like 10 minutes for me to ritually cast it, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sock just puts his hand back and sighs.
Aww.
He's very sad.
Ooh. Hmm. As you wash over with your identification spell, you find you are unable to identify any magics that ail this person, nor anything about them.
It was worth a shot. Well, this is definitely beyond my depth.
Maybe hold the door could help. Here
He's wandering the town.
with his connection to his goddess.
I mean, I
he
think it's
does- he does-
definitely worth looking around. I mean, I can't imagine her being completely unknown here, seeing as how you'd kind of just followed a kobold in.
Yeah.
Hold does have like a weird like sense about
Yeah.
I also feel like she can't be too known though, since her only company is like a kobold.
Yeah, there is that.
You hear the kobold just kind of still
Sorry.
sighing, trying to read his book.
Sorry, buddy.
This big book. in his
Apologies.
lap.
Listen, are you not curious about this? Like, we're trying to help you figure out, or maybe wake her up. No? Okay.
You suppose the kobold feels like. Do you feel your other leg when you lean up against her like that?
Maybe.
He kind of sharply looks at you and gives like a quizzical look, like what?
Never mind.
Well, it's worth a shot looking into her. I think who suggested the vampires? That was a great idea. Ask them.
Thank you.
That might be worth it. If y'all are obviously
I mean,
friendly.
only since they've been around for so long.
I was also
That seems true.
wanting to talk to them about potentially allying up with us for this fight as well. So
That's also a
This would
thing
be a
that I
great
was
idea to
thinking of,
visit them.
since
There
Yeah.
is a reward of a bunch of blood in it for them.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh my god.
And they did not seem to like Vestris when she was in town.
Hmm.
I was thinking about this earlier, and I forgot to mention it when we started talking about a giant sleeping woman, the kobold.
Same.
But should we go find Hold?
Probably. Actually,
Yes, he should be included in this.
yeah. Well, first I want him to use his little like Sensei boy thingy on this. So you guys like wait here. I'll be right back. I'll go zoom with him, and she'll run out the door and go find Holt. Holt said where he was going, right?
No.
Mm-mm.
So he would
No,
go
he's
to
just wandering the town.
brothel, and then he's
Ah,
wandering the
fuck.
town.
Never mind. All right, I thought he said where he was.
He just said he'll be back. I mean, he did mention he wanted to go talk that he was going to go talk to Tiffany's, but it was
Right.
kind of while you guys were having a conversation, so that would depend on would you have heard him or not. Because the only thing he
Probably
really said
heard
when
you.
everything
The
calmed
question
down
is
was,
whether or not
"Hey,
she
I'm
was
heading out."
listening. I'll
Yeah.
roll this to see if she was listening. She was listening. So she's gonna run back to Sugma Kappa to see if you came back, and then and then if you're not back, she will then run to run like the path between home and Pillow Talk.
Hold, are you back?
No, he's still at the food market.
Okay.
He's just been sitting at the same table this whole time, just thinking.
Well, then I will not cross paths with you at all.
Rip.
Then I will run back. Didn't find him at all. I don't know where the fucker is, but yeah, let's not waste any more time here. We'll bring him here another time.
Yeah, maybe we.
He does
Yeah, we
get
should
up and
go.
start walking back though, eventually, like in a little while.
Alright. I need to go
But it'll probably
Lay
be
down
like
for
a
a
few
second.
minutes.
and then finish what I was working on.
Hmm.
So you guys have fun with the vampires. I'll go back.
This just seems fine.
All right, Rev. Can you assure me that these vampires are not going to kill me?
No.
That's the opposite of reassuring.
I cannot assure you this, but I can hope, and they like me, so like, it seems pretty likely that they wouldn't just randomly kill a friend of mine.
And they tolerate me, and our curses are literally the most incompatible that you could think of, so.
Yeah. It's
Right.
probably fine.
It's just,
There's no need to worry, Cecil.
you know,
How many times have you met vampires?
never. I think it's on
See?
account that I have divine
Why
blood.
would you? This is prejudice, you know?
I think it's more of like a happenstance. Well, I think it's fair to be
It's more
cautious. I
like a
mean,
prejudice.
I was pretty cautious of vampires until I met them. You know.
Yes, but these are very nice vampires, and I don't think you will have any issues.
Yeah, I'll vouch for.
But I would not reassure you that they are not going to chow down. This is not possible for me.
Well, we know that. At least the one I talked to couldn't even like no fangs. Remember? What was their name? What was their name again?
The
A
vampire?
test?
Yeah, aren't they like unable to didn't they not have
I think he can still suck the blood and whatnot. I think there was something else that he was not able to do. I'm not 100% sure, honestly. Maybe I should ask him when we get there. But we will get there. And Cecil, let's do this. You have my word as a fellow cowboy that you shall not be munched on.
Thank you, Rev. Tips hat. Cowboy word is bond.
As a fellow
Absolutely.
cowboy.
Hold the door eventually, walks in the house.
It's empty.
No, Ataru was just passed out.
That
in the
would be
couch, kinda
great.
like,
Kind of what I'm expecting to happen the moment he gets back. You guys leave.
no, Ataru's there.
Besides you, like the ones who are going to the vampires.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Then you guys leave the area and head to the vampire manor.
Yeah.
Go pick up your things. And as you're leaving, you can see the kobold kind of get all huffy and perked up, just as his reading will no longer be disturbed. You begin heading out, and you head to the vampire manor. Upon knocking on the door opens up.
Hello?
You find yourself wandering through the empty halls until, guided by the light through a crack in the door, you arrive to a study where you see A-Test kind of playing chess with themselves. They just keep walking back and forth like, ha ha.
Rev runs up and tries to tackle him.
As you run up, it's like trying to body check a tree. A-Test just doesn't even move. And it's like, oh, hey Rev.
Hello, Test. Hey, quick question. Do you have fangs?
And they kind of open their mouth and you see two little fangs.
See, I thought so. Test, I don't believe you have met Mr. Ciso Ulysses MacArthur, but he is part of our group now, and I have welcomed him into your home, and I was hoping this would be okay, and also hoping to reassure him that you're not the kind of vampires who would just eat a friend of mine.
A-Test kind of squints. Oh no. We might.
Marga.
Cecil,
not
Cecil
right
this is
now.
why I was guaranteeing you that I could not guarantee you.
Cecil does a small cowboy prayer. Like under his breath.
Or bless his food. But A-Test kind of shrugged like, what's up?
Well, actually, Cecil might want to take the lead on this one. I'm not quite sure what the deal is with this whole goddess and everything and the nonsense with his grudge match to come.
Oh, goddess. Ooh, Sherzad come back?
Well, I think do you have any knowledge of a white-haired, roughly 15-foot tall, white-robed woman who has the ability to make all your past trauma vanish with the touch of her hand?
Very well put.
A-Test wanders over to like a little study, pulls out a piece of paper and quill and ink. It's like, all right. What was that again?
15-foot tall, white
Kind of scribbling it down. Mm-hmm.
white robe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's under some sort of magical sleep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
mm-hmm.
she has the power to remove your past trauma with a touch of her hand.
Mm-hmm. 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 Hmm. A-Test just continues writing down like, mm-hmm.
We found her in an infinite castle corridor. Like some sort of
mm-hmm. Started writing down some more. Mm-hmm.
magical hallway. And I have a feeling she might be some sort of goddess.
Okay. Okay.
But I feel like she could help us in our quest to defeat the Blood Witch.
He just gets up and they walk over to a few books and starts perusing some books really quickly and puts them back. Puts it back. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Interesting. They walk back like, okay. Based on my long hours of research just now, this sounds like it could be a god of healing.
Ooh,
Really?
They kind of do a little like rainbow motion, like, ah. What you said, where was this?
In
Would describe the location, and they start flipping through some books again.
it was a some sort of infinite castle corridor.
Infinite
It was
corridor.
it was a doorway not attached to anything at the end of an alley
Yeah, it was
that
some sort
opened into an endless, ceilingless, vaulted throne room.
Okay. Okay. Write it down. Okay. And how do you find this doorway?
Hang on. Can I ask why you're asking?
They're kind of struggling.
I just want.
I'm looking for descriptions
I understand.
for the place.
Uh-huh.
And you said you came through a doorway, which I'm assuming has something to do with it.
I understand. I don't. I mean no offense, but I do not wish to see this woman come to any harm, if you catch my drift.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, I'm not asking where, I'm asking how. Like what the doorway look like?
It was just
How did you come across the doorway?
I followed a 2 peg-legged kobold with an eye patch.
Atos eyebrows raised. A kobold? Okay, that makes sense.
What? Well, how does that make sense? Do they find these things often?
Atos kind of like looks at you just so confused, like, what? Some kind of disconnect? I mean, it's not what?
Like you said, like we said that we followed a kobold, and you acted as if that was a normal thing for kobolds to follow kobolds and then lead to goddess chambers. Is that
Kind
like
of slowly starts to nod, like, yeah, no, that makes sense. Kobolds. It just kind of hesitates, like, oh, this is older knowledge, forgotten over the years. But kobolds are, or were, some are still, servants of a divine nature, and therefore can subconsciously tap into divine magics and capabilities. Basically, they have all the power and capability to wander through the domain of gods and act upon as their servants, but none of the forethought or intentionality to make do on any of it.
I see.
They are purely creatures with true, neutral, and gray morality. Innocent, ignorant, divine. They can, and this is speculation, tap into a hive mind as well, but unsure, because any first-hand accounts were simply met with, and A-Test mimics very perfectly the kobold noise.
That's interesting. And slightly concerning. Ah, my divine, but ignorant. Huh. And Cecil just kind of ponders on that.
Yeah. As well as most kobolds, at least nowadays, can understand almost every language, but they can't speak any of them fluently.
Wow. I learn something new every day. So I take it you didn't know of this woman's existence in the city until now?
Well, if it has to do with a kobold and a door, it's probably not in the city. The door is, but no, I've not heard of this. But it sounds like a goddess of some kind of healing, maybe injured from the god wars or something like that. It sounds really cool. Anything else descriptors about this place? I haven't really heard of a god hanging out in a big hallway.
She was sitting on a throne.
Ooh, how
She
bold and brazen. Gods usually
She
don't
was
sit on
also
thrones.
humongous.
huge throne. The kobolds he just read against her thigh.
You see A-Test right, Hugh Chungus on it. Hmm. Oh, okay. Interesting and particular. Well, no, other than that, I don't really know. I mean, I have this book, and it just pulls out a big old book. This is a book on well, most of them are gone, but this is a book on the gods. If you want to borrow it and see if anyone of these match the description.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, actually.
That'd be fantastic. Also, Rev was saying that we could potentially ask you for assistance.
Oh, and what?
You heard me mention the Blood Witch, but do you know to whom I refer to when I say that?
Maybe? They kind of squint and look around like, what?
And Cecil just squints and he's like, I refer to the Archmage Vestris.
Okay. And what about them?
Well, we know where she is, and we're about to know exactly where she is, but we may need some help in bringing her down, defeating her. But as you know, we are of warm-blooded creatures, and I didn't know if you would be so kind as to send a little muscle to back us up when that time comes, and or if you knew of any way one could defend oneself against someone who can manipulate blood.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, I don't know much. The only things I do know about blood is that it's mostly dealt with bandages. But send you some muscle? I don't know. We usually can't venture out too far. And we also can't unwillingly, uninvited enter into places. And so if no one invites us into the city, we can't get into the city.
If I'm saying this, if we somehow got into the city and invited you in, would that work?
No, you'd have to own the city. You'd have to live and be resident in there. I don't make the rules. I only follow them.
No.
What if we make, as vampires, make you some siege equipment?
All right. How much would that cost?
We can do either an extensive and expensive layaway plan where you would pay it in payments, or we can choose the cheaper option and just pay it now.
Are you talking like how much though?
I think for a good piece of equipment, 5,000 gold on layaway. Or on a cheaper option, I need about 1 gallon of blood for my experiments.
All right. Let me.
Any particular kind of blood, or is you like a composite?
You can composite it together with everyone here.
Zach looks at them. Hmm?
Now you can either bloodlet yourselves, and I can fetch a jar, or I can drink it directly from you.
Hang on.
This is really between you and me, Cecil, since Rev doesn't have any.
Wait.
Or the others, I suppose.
Yep, I can drink from the others as well. Whatever you decide. You
I don't want to offer
now.
the. What kind of siege equipment are we talking about?
They go over to like a few more books and starts looking through schematics. Like, are you trying to siege castle?
Yes. Right, Cecil?
Wait, I'm sorry. Repeat that.
What are you
What
trying
kind
to
of siege equipment are we looking for?
Well, I guess that's to be determined, because we still need to pinpoint exactly where the witch is. But if this offer is still up on the table, let's say like a day or two from now, we can let you know then.
Okay, I can make a war wagon pulled by multiple war horses.
Oh my.
How'd that sound?
That it sounds pretty unique, and something I could manage to steer, but like I said, we should probably talk to the rest of our.
Yes, we're kind of just brainstorming at the moment.
Okay. Well, go ahead and take your time. And A-Test kind of walks you to the door, like, all right, goodbye.
All right. Well, we'll catch you later, Rev. Just Rev's staying, just hanging out with him.
Rev, what are you and A-Test doing? Oh,
He got a call.
then we'll say he goes with them. He goes with y'all.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Unless he comes back and states otherwise.
Mm-hmm. So he just said that he build us a war wagon.
Yes. Yes, he did.
Are all vampires usually so handy?
You know, I really don't. I've not really interacted with any vampires other than him. But this does seem right up his alley.
Wow. Rev is staying, apparently. Interesting. All right. Well, let's go talk to the other blooded people we know. See if we can.
Indeed. I mean, I don't have that much on me in this form.
That was also what I was thinking. I was like, is there a
However,
way we can bloodlet you in your werewolf form?
honestly, I don't see why not. I think the biggest issue would be maybe getting close enough to, I don't know, stick a tube in or something. I don't really know how that all would work, but from what I know, it does regenerate. However, it would be werewolf blood, which may not be so bad. At least, you know, it is quite expensive. You can get your hands on it. Getting your hands on it is the biggest issue, though.
And that's the more dangerous option.
Yes.
Hey,
so I think I could maybe. I mean, I cannot offer very much in this form, but I think if we all quite literally pull it together.
Oh, all right. You're a funny guy, huh?
I try.
Yeah. Well, I don't mind donating a bit of blood if it's, you know, to help.
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you happen to know anything about meditating?
Meta what now?
Meditating. Like focusing inward, I guess.
No, I've never heard of that.
Okay. Well, let's ask the others. I wonder if there's like some way to maybe gain sentience and control over Richard. I feel like if I can control myself in that form, it would be a very useful weapon. The problem is gaining control in that form because, well, I don't have any control in that form.
Well, what about smoking your Wolfsbane?
Well, I think that
and
if I remember that halts the process, if I remember correctly, or it slows it down. But I don't know if that would give me. Well, I mean, I suppose we can try.
Try doing that.
It's just
maybe meditating the night of.
Perhaps. I mean, I think there's definitely some experimenting to be had because my greatest concern is facing down Vestris and then, I don't know, succumbing to bloodlust. I mean, wherever she is, there is a lot of blood.
Yeah.
And I don't want to become a problem on top of the problem that is already vicious. You know what I mean?
I understand. Hey, I mean, if we get that goddess of healing away, maybe she can just snap her fingers and poof.
That's what I was thinking, but it was honestly too good to be true to think about it for too long. If the answer was that simple, if you just happen to stumble in, if you just happen to follow a kobold into a doorway that has the answers like that.
I mean, I'm not above miracles. You know? Anything's possible. And if she just snaps her fingers and cures you, I'd accept that. And then I'd probably...
It seems too good to be true.
I'd probably worship her. Well.
You're funny.
Here, come on. We're just walking back.
Okay. And as everyone, except for Rev, makes it back to the house, what is everyone doing?
Back in the forges again after taking my nap on the couch.
Albador is making food. He kind of just came in and just started cooking.
Okay. Taru, roll your tools.
Oh, okay. Which attribute?
Intelligence.
Intelligence? Inteligente. Fuck.
Okay. Write that down, because I don't have my notes with me.
Alright. That's a 26 and then a 15.
Okay. Okay, then. Rev, okay, Rev, what are you and Altus doing?
I think just playing.
Okay.
I feel like Rev doesn't fulfill his end of the bargain of like being a friend all the time, and so I think he just stayed there a little longer to like entertain Altest for a little while.
Okay. As you kind of hang out with Altus and your eyes wander, your eyes wander over the bookshelves and other various things. You find that there is the bookshelves are all labeled various things, little bronze placards, little small little kind of trophy placards underneath each bookshelf, denotating what is on that shelf. And there is a large empty spot where the books have kind of tipped over, as if a large book has been removed. And the placard for that shelf says heinous dark magic. But eventually your
Heinous
time...
dark magic.
Heinous dark magic. And eventually your time with Altis comes to an end as they start to get sleepy in a sense, doing a lot of yawns, and Maid Zadith kind of seems impatient with a test, and you find it best to make your leave.
Alrighty. Good.
What is everyone else doing to finish off the night? And then we'll get into what everyone will be doing over the coming days, as we're going to take a few days time skip.
Cecil's probably going to talk to Holdador as much as he can about religion and the gods and who this goddess might be.
Okay.
Mostly just picking at his brain and seeing what he knows until he gets too annoyed.
I am going to be forging first this breastplate to get enough money for the tattoo upgrade. Then I'm going to be forging that experimental sword. Oh, also, actually, instead of the experimental sword, I need to deconstruct the bullet that Cecil gave me, so I can try to figure out how to reverse engineer it. So that after I make my money, then that's what I'm doing.
Oh yeah, that'd be good. I'm sitting at 8 bullets out of 18. Right now.
Yeah, so I'm going to be doing that after I make my money and get my tattoo, because that tattoo skill is spicy.
Okay.
Choice.
Rev, what is it that you will be doing over the coming days?
Um,
We'll say over the next 10 days.
is this like, is the assumption that we have like plenty of free time to just do whatever we want?
For the most part, until something arises. Basically, what will you be doing with your free time until something arises? With the cap being 10 days.
But like, he doesn't know he has 10 days of free time, right? He's just kind of playing things by ear.
Yeah, he's
Gotcha.
playing things by ear.
I say if he knew he had a week of free time, he would go north and get some mushrooms. But assuming it's just sort of the day-to-day stuff,
Yeah.
probably just gardening. And what's it called? I think he's probably the one who would be out collecting blood.
Okay.
Like maybe talking to a couple of townsfolk and offering them gold for a swath of a little bit of blood.
Okay. Yeah.
Just saying that
there
some
isn't...
wealthy doctor needs it for research purposes or something like that. You know, just doing his best.
Right. Some persuasion. Okay. Yeah. Right now, unless you guys make the urgency, you have a little bit of time. You have 10 days until werewolf.
I do think it's best to wait until after werewolf to try and fight the good fight here.
Doc, what is it that you will be doing over these coming days?
He's probably gonna ask everyone in the house if they know, if like any of y'all know about meditating, and probably just try to practice that.
Okay.
Did we ever buy? I can't remember if we bought another like silver chain. If we still have the old one.
I think we bought the chain.
I won. We were planning on making it. Yeah, we bought just iron chain. We're planning on silvering it just ourselves.
Yeah, I haven't been given the silver to silver it yet.
So that would probably be done in the 10 days. And he's probably gonna, oh shoot, no, right.
So, okay, what were the other things? Okay, so we have the siege equipment, and what was the other thing that, oh, the scrying, that was it. We've got some gold things.
Yeah.
And then also a silver chain, and then I really want that tattoo upgrade.
Yeah. So I'll just see how much money we can put towards the scrying, because I mean, I could put like most of my money there, but you know,
Okay.
if we have all got like a decent amount, then why not split it?
Okay.
Oh, speaking of earning money, on at least 2 of the days, Red would probably travel south to I can't remember the town name right. Kalphis would probably travel south to Kalphis and sell some more arrows and bolts of his own wooden making. I think that's where he was selling them, right? Was Kalphis?
You can sell them at Calphas.
Oh.
You can also sell them in the market.
Oh,
Who was I initially
forgot.
doing trading with? Because I remember I got like +1 bolts or something from someone after I like handed them some arrows.
That was the hunting supply place in Calphas.
Okay, yeah, that's probably where he's going then.
Okay. Unhindered, I would say, would take you 5 days of travel. Unhindered meaning that you are by yourself, just hoofing it.
Oh shit, I thought it was like a day away.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Probably not that then, because again, I don't think he is necessarily planning to have that much free time.
Well, I mean, we kind of knew that we were not going to do anything until
You
after.
guys are making the urgency because right now there isn't anything pressing upon you other than the werewolf. The werewolf is really the only deadline you'll have.
Right, I just mean he wouldn't necessarily spend 5 days traveling on his own. Sorry.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Also,
To make money, you know what I mean? He could probably make money in town somehow, or with the Ranger Guild or whatever.
Okay.
So anything he could do to help bring in some income for all this stuff that we need to pay for, I think he'd be trying to do as well as gathering blood from us and from others to try and fill up that gallon.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it's like little things like that. Like Sock would probably try to meditate and try to work on like somehow, like he doesn't really know anything about meditating, but he'd try to like access the wolf or something like that. And then he'd probably also like go out to the ranch and just make sure that like probably dig the hole a little bit deeper and like try to smooth things out. Like just kind of like brace up for everything and then probably like donate some blood a few days.
Okay. And so, Cecil, you're just going to be talking to Hold about gods and religion. What about if you have the money, you can also do the goblin fencing.
He is probably gonna hold off on that if it means getting any closer to knowing what Vestris is doing.
Okay.
He'd probably do odd jobs for the Adventurers Guild, too. If it meant making a little extra money.
Odd jobs with new adventurers. Nice.
He's teaching people how to aim.
You just kind of chaperoning
There's a
them.
lot of new people there, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Hold. Before we get into what or if you're going to tell anyone what you talked about with activities, what would you be doing in these coming 10 days? Under the assumption
I know
that day you just decide what to do.
Well, I know he's going to be focusing on the brewing. Well, making sure the cast is held together and that it's aging well. I know it's going to be a short age, but when that time comes, he's going to go out and sell it. So after this day, it'll be 5 more days. Besides that, yeah, like I said in the chat, he's been more quiet than usual since he got back from that talk. It's been listening to everybody and what they've all been talking about. That's if they've mentioned all the other things they've come across. Besides that, for the following days, he'd probably go to the fight pits a couple times, like almost every day, every other day.
Okay.
Yeah, he won't be. He doesn't sit around at the house much after checking the on his brew.
Okay. Sounds good.
Sakpai goes with him a few times to the fight pits, just to blow off some steam.
Then hold your back at the house. Do you tell anyone of your activities, endeavors?
Well, I figured when he got back, everybody else was gone except Ataru.
And now everyone has arrived
Now
back.
one's back.
Yeah.
Just as you're making dinner.
Everyone's around the table doing the eat.
Yum yum.
Yum yum.
So
Delicious.
some of the information that I gathered probably wouldn't be most accepted.
Oh, did you find something? What happened? Information's
The only possible way that we could get Prince Stella to, in a way, assist us is if we act as, well, a distraction. And I know we stated before that we can be a distraction for her to fight, but no, we'd be a distraction for her to run.
Huh?
Well, how is she fighting with us if she's running away?
Tiffany's explained to me that Prince Stella is a runner. She's typically not a fighter. Like shadows, they run at the sight of light. In Prince Stella's situation, she runs away from fights. Being one that has a number in the Archmages, she's always being hunted. Anybody with a number will always be hunted. So in a way, we have to get any sort of assistance out of her, we would have to pretty much risk our lives to protect her. If she wants to run, we have to throw our bodies in front of Ventress.
So how is that any different from us, just taking off? I mean, I guess it does get us
Because
at
it's
least
not
some backup
initiating
in the
the
form of
fight.
her summon creatures, and also gets me what I want, but...
Makes no sense to me, but that is the information that she gave me.
Wait, I'm having a hard time understanding. If we want aid from her, we have to let her run away. What aid would she be giving us if she ran away?
Well, in the end,
I
she's
do
the
not
bait for
know.
Vestris, really.
Yes.
She's what Vestris
I do
wants,
not.
so that gets us killing Vestris.
I don't know what aid will come out of being a meat shield for her, but
No, we don't necessarily have to be a meat shield. We would just have to find a way to ensure that she would come out of the fight, or at the very least be able to avoid the
yes.
fight.
Wait, so we make a deal with her to give us the sword in a way that we can throw ourselves at Vestris so that she has a chance to run away.
We don't have to.
Then Vestris continues to go chasing after her. She continues to run, and we get the sword.
Well, to me, it seems like it's just something that will ensure that she gets to live another day. Not necessarily that she has to run away, just that she'll be able to live.
It's pretty much guaranteeing the fact that she could survive the encounter. Because even though she has a number...
We don't know enough about our opponent's capabilities.
Yeah, how can we guarantee that?
We can't, but we can make it seem like we can. In exchange for the sword.
Yes, but what is our play for that is the question.
Doesn't it seem a bit
you
weird
guys-
to say to someone, hey, if we would really like your help in a fight, and if you do, we will do our best to guarantee that you live? This just doesn't seem like a very equal trade. You know what I mean? If I were to hire a bandit, you would ask for gold, not just... I feel like the
Well, yeah.
presumptions that you would do your best to keep someone alive is sort of there in the fact that you're asking them to fight alongside you.
I
Yes,
don't
but
quite
based off our
understand
last
why-
conversation, it seems that she doesn't think very much of our ability to assure that. We would have to have some
Right.
kind of card for that.
She gave us an opportunity to prove it to her again, though, by giving us her card. But
I just don't understand what her
This
incentive
is-
would be to get in this fight in the first place.
She's
This
not
is the
looking
way
for this
that-
fight. Vestress is looking for this fight.
exactly,
She is being
we
hunted
hound
currently.
on,
Oh, I
we
see.
hound on that. The fact that we can guarantee that she can live another day, maybe she'll repay the favor. There's no telling. But if we wanted that sword, this is probably the only way that. Unless you guys have discovered another way, this is the information I acquired from Tiffany's. But of course,
No, it's good information. That gives us an angle to play.
archmages speak in tongues sometimes, and they don't want to give all the information away.
She gave us enough. She gave us her personality. What
Yes,
she is likely to
and
do
that
in the
helps a
face of
lot.
adversity, which is telling of a person. And
She acts like a true shadow. Hides.
that's some news. Give me time to think on it.
What have the rest of y'all found out anything of
We could
interest?
get some siege equipment.
Yeah, from the vampires.
We also found like a weird
Destroying-
Well, 5,000 gold or a gallon of blood.
And we were
also-
hoping that Holds the Door
Wait, why
you
do
could
we need
maybe help
siege equipment?
contribute to this blood.
Hold on, yeah, before we get to... That's what I'm curious about. Why do we need siege equipment?
And why are we paying for it with blood?
Well, we're not paying for anything yet.
But
Yeah.
However,
Why are we getting the plans to a place if we are not planning on sieging it?
We don't necessarily need to
don't-
attack Darkbreach, considering that Vestress is targeting Princella.
Yes.
But we could, and it would probably mean she's a bit less prepared than whenever she comes to attack. If we're gonna
I-
be equally
I would
prepared,
argue that she's more
powering as we
prepared in
are,
a defensible position.
this is the point of the siege weapon, is it not?
A single siege weapon is not really enough to, you know, siege a whole ass city, let alone a large one like Darkbreach.
I thought we were sieging a whole ass person.
The person is in the city that they now control. If you don't remember, Princella, when we met her, told us how Vestress had supplanted her and took over Darkbreach, and that's why she was here trying to take control of here. But then when she found out that it wasn't in control of Vestress, she was like, "Ah, well, shit."
Wait, okay, but
So,
what do we mean
that would
by
imply that
control?
Vestress
Do we
is in control of
assume
Darkbreach.
that she has like mind controlled every person inside of Darkbreach or something?
She's never
I don't
done
know, I'm
anything
just-
like
I'm-
that
I'm-
before.
I just like, you know, if we were dealing with like the governor of this town, like yes, they're in charge of this town, but that does not necessarily mean that every person in this town would up arms against whoever came to usurp the evil governor.
The plan would
We
always
have to
be
assume
to
worst
drag
case
her
scenario
out.
with these, though.
We don't know anything
That's
until we get a
dream,
look
you know?
at the town,
This is very true.
which is what we need to do with the frog mage. Anyway, hold the door. I think we found a healing goddess,
ahead.
which could also help us.
West.
At the what?
We can figure out how to get it awake, which I don't think we can.
But yeah, I'm gonna need your assistance in figuring out who this
Yeah.
goddess is,
Just a little bit. We can put the lid under this.
and then maybe we
Um,
can wake her up.
I don't know what to say. I'm personally sorry, but the only god that I actually know of is Shazad.
All right.
Well,
And
that's what
you-
we're saying. We found another one.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of gods or knowledge of
Because like that little
gods.
like Sensei boy. Also, we're not exactly sure this
Yes.
is a god. That's their theory.
But
It-
I didn't really serve a god before. I served tenants. This
Well-
I'm serving tenants of a god. This is by far the first god that I've actually had. Now I know of two. I know the big names, but I don't know how they operate.
Well, I mean, I guess the easiest way to say this is, can you ask your god about her for me?
Like
I'd
I
be.
said, I haven't been able to have contact with Shirzad since we've gotten out of our realms.
I understand that,
Ever since
but
we got back here,
as soon as you get contact with her again,
I can attempt,
I mean,
but there's no guarantee. I think
well,
she's all fighting in this. Do we know about the battle, the war going on right now? No.
I certainly don't.
No.
There been like tents outside the
didn't
city
think
this whole
so.
time.
Yeah.
They're empty. So Force was here, but then has since then.
We don't know anything about it. Okay. But I can attempt, but she's probably busy.
we know about like god wars and stuff, right? Just that's like common knowledge.
Yeah, that's
And
history of the
Yes.
world.
And okay.
That's what he was getting at. He knows about the big names, just not like how they work or any of the nitty gritty, how to activate a god or wake him up or anything like that.
I think your goddess would like to know if there was another goddess that could be accessed in her town.
I'm pretty sure she would be enthralled, considering she is somewhat new to being a goddess. But I said I'll attempt, but probably no guarantee, considering I haven't had any contact with her for how long now. But I've chosen not to really bother her.
I'll see what I can do then. But yeah, I'm not saying we siege Darkreach tomorrow. I'm saying that we assemble a force, maybe a team,
But
and then we drive Vestris out.
I
and
want
if
to understand though.
listen, and if we get her out, we appeal to the Shadow Mage, right? Shadow Mage gets her land back, her town back, whatever. Would she then not owe us favor?
Yes, but I do see a flaw. How do we prevent Vestris from just disintegrating all the bodies that we bring into place? They're all full of blood, yes? We're full of blood.
Like I
She
said,
controls
we
blood.
gotta figure that out on our own.
Well, of
Zombie army.
That could work, but we don't know a necromancer, and I personally don't
We
think
don't know.
a necromancer would actually help us. They'd probably side with her personally.
Why do you say that?
Why is every single idea getting shot down by you, Hotzator? Do you have like a problem with these happenings? What is going on?
No, I'm looking at the flaws. This is a matter of life or death. If we go in half-cocked, we're going to die.
I'm not saying we go
I mean,
in half-cocked. I'm just
It's
saying this is
understandable.
the
I just wish
grand
that
plan.
we have ideas, and it would be good to flesh them out before saying that every single one is shit.
I'm not trying to shoot him down. It's just contribution. This is what's going through my mind, and I'm communicating that. It's just the worries I have with them. I'm not saying they're bad plans. It's just some things we need to look at with these plans.
I think what we've got going on. Okay, I'm just going to say what I think is going on, just so I can wrap my head around everything, because I feel like we are trying to maybe combine things that may not be able to be combined. So we need a sword from Prince Stella, yes? And in order to get that, we have to, be of some use to her against Vestris. This doesn't necessarily mean kill Vestris, because I don't think we have that capability right now. But if anything, maybe we can weaken her or, drive her elsewhere or something like that. But, I don't think we at this current moment have the capability. That doesn't mean we can't start formulating a plan in the process, maybe we could raise a zombie army. Or, I'm sure that there are other creatures in this world that are maybe unaffected by blood brawl or don't have blood at all, like Rev here.
Wait, Sock, I think you just gave me an idea. Why did Vestris leave this place?
Well, originally Vestris left because we were all dragged into the portal.
No.
She left because she was connected to Milo.
Yeah, but why hasn't she returned? Does she think that your goddess is still here?
I mean, that didn't stop her from being here before, but that could be the case.
What? I mean, alright. I got an idea that
Considering
might...
that Sherazade is here, Antiphates is here, there's two big powers she would have to worry about.
I understand. But what if we tricked her? Without tricking her. Does she know that your compatriot is dead?
Yes.
Most certainly. He was decapitated
Most.
she left, and
Yeah.
She was like in him.
Yeah, and then she popped out.
And there was a puddle of blood that was starting to form.
Alright. Now hear me
She
out.
absolutely knows that Milo is dead.
Now hear me out. What if we pretended he wasn't dead? What if your compatriot quotes Milo wrote a letter to this Vestris, sent it to her at her castle, telling her that the goddess has left Titan's Fall? Would Vestris not then leave Dark Reach and come to Titan's Fall?
In what world would she fall for that?
There was
I mean,
one
didn't she fall for the immortality?
And then listen.
She did.
Listen. And then that would open up
Milo.
if she were to leave Dark Reach, that would leave it open for the Shadow Mage to go back and take her rightful place there.
Or to lay a trap there for her when she comes back.
Exactly.
Like, we really only need a small opening if we can devise some kind of trap. And I think Vestris before has been tricked because it seems like she is interested in gaining power. So if we made Titan's Fall like a power grab...
We could make it a tempting offer. We could even ask... I mean, it's a long shot. We could even ask Tippides to stay outside of town if she does come into town.
Tippides wants nothing to do with this.
Exactly.
There's no way that we can ask Tippides to do anything. She clearly stated that she has no part in it unless she is being targeted.
Well, she said she...
There we go.
Decides to target Tippides.
Wait, there we go.
But I do not wish to bring that situation upon her since she knows we are dealing with this.
I also just don't want to bring her back to this town.
All right. Well, how else?
And not trying to debunk it, but with Milo, if we send the message through Milo, the connection between Milo and Vestris was really strong. She did live inside of Milo.
I'm going to go on record and say that this is a absolutely terrible idea.
All right. Do you have any idea how to get her out of Dark Reach then? And how to appease the Shadow Queen?
Dark Reach isn't the goal here. And you heard what Holt said that Tippides told us is that she doesn't necessarily want to stay in one place. She doesn't necessarily want Dark Reach. She just wants to survive. We're focusing too much on the location, whereas that's not mattered. It's the players that are involved here.
Okay, what if we
Vestris wants to become an Archmage. She's starting at the bottom of the list, which is Prince Stella. Ergo, the only thing Vestris wants is Prince Stella, and the only thing that Prince Stella wants is to live.
And the only thing we can guarantee, the only thing that we can guarantee at this current moment is to Prince Stella, which is guarantee that she lives another day.
hold. There's a key piece of information you're missing that Tivity's told you right before she said, "Do you understand?" And I feel it got a little lost in translation, but I think to clarify is that Tivity said that the whereabouts of and status of the mages are always known because every mage has that list of who's the top 9 archmages. And that you should have convinced Prince Stella to take a page out of Vestras's book.
The Demonomicon!
Oh.
Maybe. It's
Wait, didn't that get lost?
I was either meant literally or figuratively in a page from Vestra's book, as in like something she would do.
Okay,
didn't that get lost?
That's too complex. It's too complex. Hold on, let me rephrase it. Vestris is not on the list right now.
Yeah.
She was presumably dead. She was in the bottom.
But she was. Oh.
And so someone else, Tivity's also said someone else took Vestris's place.
So she was on the list at some point.
Yes. And then everyone thought she was dead, and someone else took her place.
Was it me?
Surprise.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I've been a little slow because of the heat from this morning.
Prince
Working
Stella
outside
is
and
not on the list. She won't be hunted.
So she should drop her archmaid.
No, fake her death.
Fake her death. Yeah.
Or just
Sorry, the heat from this morning, it's not working with me well today.
Dang, I literally wrote that down in my notebook. We're talking about that. It's like fake death. Anyway,
Oh my God.
Sock doesn't know this.
But I'm not gonna be able to convey it properly, but pretty much what Kappa says, he conveys it. He conveys that.
Priestella's trying to run away.
Oh, Buff Pup notes. It's so good.
If she's trying to run away, all she wants to do is live. Well, why doesn't she fake her own death?
Yeah, that
Well,
brings
if
up the
we-
question of why does she keep the title of an archmage? Yeah, the faking their own death is a solid play there.
Would you like to do a wisdom check or like an inside check as to try to think and remember why she couldn't just denounce herself as an archmage?
Wait, any of us?
Who?
Anyone.
Well, on why who couldn't denounce? Yeah.
Oh, I'm not good at these. I forgot to change the character sheet.
Wisdom?
I'll do it.
Insight. Just do insight. Because it's not their choice.
Oh.
Remember, Sherazade was an archmage without even knowing she's an archmage. And it's also stated by Tivities.
Who the fuck decides these things? Mysteries for another time.
Okay.
Is it me?
All right.
Full circle and a campaign. It is Rev.
It was always Rev.
When he was out gardening, he was just like taking out his little scrying orb and searching for the most powerful mages.
What if it turns out it actually was Rev, but not this version of Red? It was the old version of Rev.
Oh no.
Rev the Wise, yeah.
Rev got his memories erased and turned into a woad as punishment for making the Archmage games.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Okay, hang on.
Oh man.
So
The longest con begins.
if I'm picking up what you're putting down, Holdador, we could quote kill Prince Zella in a epic fight saw among the hundreds of people of Titan's Fall.
Staged event,
Well, that
faking the
that's
death.
talking about just disappearing because is it the first? She puts up air quotes death of Vestris, where she ended up in the state that we first found her in, or are we or is
I
they're
got
talking
it.
about the second one where she got
Also, does
disappeared
the name disappear off the list if you're just like, I'm dead now?
Wait,
Bleh.
hang
Or
on.
do we have to actually like put her in a
I
was he dead?
I get it. We stage an epic fight in the middle of Titan's Fall with Prince Zella. We, quote, kill Prince Zella, who has then went to the healing goddess's chamber. Because I do not think that chamber is in this dimension.
Oh.
Oh no, probably
Could
not.
be her new hiding place.
This could be.
Then
this is not
her-
bad at all.
Her presence would be wiped, right?
Well, we could easily test that if one of us goes in there
And what asks the
and
head
then
of
the people on the
association if
people
they
on the
know.
outside.
Hang on, we could
Well-
ask the frog mage to see if they could find one of us if we're still in that castle.
Oh, I see.
Or we can just ask her if it sees through other dimensions. I mean, granted, we don't necessarily know.
It's
that
1,200 gold to spy on your friend in the town.
Yes, didn't she tell you the price?
I thought it
Does
was
it seem
just
to anyone
because
else
it
like
was
everything we
like
did today was for nothing?
miles away.
I thought we were going to siege it down.
Cost of magic plus her cut. Okay.
I feel like we have a lot of
We don't necessarily have to. We got a bunch of competing plans. The
But then,
glaring downside for you, Cecil, though, is that with this plan, we don't kill Vestris.
not yet.
yet because we're
But
not
you
strong
need
enough.
you need that sword, right? And this might get
Allies.
Princella off the list, thus she's no longer being targeted, and we'll do all this for the fucking sword you need. And that's
that
it.
sword doesn't make me personally any stronger, though.
Wait, what? I thought you've been looking for this sword or something.
Yeah, to stop a war back home.
Okay, well there. 2 birds, 1 stone. We can worry about Vestris later. Solve this problem now.
Well, I think the biggest thing that we would gain from, I mean, okay, well, if we return the sword, or if I say, if you return the sword, Ataru, would that gain you any kind of allies that can maybe help later on?
To return the sword, I have to give it back to Yamadoro so she can take it back, because if that sword is found in a possession of another clan member, that would cause way more problems than it would solve. She needs to be the one to bring it back. I can't be known to be involved in any of this.
So wouldn't you say then that this Yamadoro would then owe you a favor?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
There we
Which
go.
then could help us, maybe they could help us with our Vestas problem once we've gained, a little more knowledge and a more ways to, counteract her. Like, because I think right now we are in no way able to take on Vestris, obviously.
Yes.
But what we can do is secure allies that we can call on when we are ready.
That we could.
And I think, wait, isn't Prince Stella a necromancer?
Mm-mm. No. She's a summoner.
Then she could help us once
She
we
could
know
help
for
us.
sure that Vestris has taken her place back on the Archmage list. And we could always just ask Tippides.
Well, from what Tippity said the other day, it was that Vestris is looking to climb.
Exactly.
So probably Vestris will only go after Tippities once Prince Stella is off the list and she starts making her way back up.
There you go.
So, if we follow this line, eventually, Tippities will be involved. If
And
Vestris continues
eventually,
to be
there will be
successful.
a second siege of Titansfall.
That sounds like it would be horrible.
Just being put on by Vestris this time. This seems... I still, like, okay. Yeah, we're probably not strong enough to take on Vestris by our own, even with Prince Stella's help. I just feel like we've got such a good opportunity right now to, before she gets even more powerful, like, we have the perfect bait. We have the apple of her eye. And if it was enough to draw her out of her fortress, then why not take advantage of that while we have the advantage instead of just, doing what Prince Stella wants and getting her off the list?
Well, hang on.
I just don't see how that necessarily helps us do too much. I mean, it gets us a sword, yes. And it would definitely get us a sword, and it would help with
It gets us a
political
sword.
conflicts that concern one person here. I just don't see how it helps with the Vestris problem too much.
It'll get us a sword and an ally, because then she's no
We don't get to keep
longer
the sword.
being hunted. I understand that, Ataru.
Mm-hmm.
But you've been gunning for this, so we're gonna get that sword for you anyway. But then, okay, listen.
Really.
We do this whole charade with Prince Zella, right? And then once we know they're off the list, then we send word to Vestris that Sherazade is no longer in Titansfall. And that might drive her out.
So do we need to make a show? Because when Vestris was presumed dead, we did not make a show of Vestris dying. Why couldn't we just tell Prince Stella we have a secret place she can go to and ask her for the sword in return for showing her this? I don't even think we would need to stage a big battle.
I've already
As
told.
long as she's on the list, he can be found.
Yeah, and Vestris was on the list before she got, turned into a puddle of blood. Her life force wasn't even, gone from this plane, Presumably.
Well, I mean, it was gone from this plane because she definitely did get sucked into that rift.
Oh, did she? Okay.
Most definitely.
And
so then that's the thing, isn't it? I don't know if we need to make a big show. We could just like right now call upon Princella and be like, hey, do you want to go inside this extra dimensional room that we found?
No, Reb, I'm only doing this. I'm doing this simply so the word gets out. Because we don't know who controls the list. But if hundreds of people see Prince Zella die, quote, and no one feels their existence in this dimension, word to go out faster if Vestris gets on the list faster. And then
so we're not hoping
that
we're not hoping that someone who controls the list sees this. We're just hoping that enough idiots are convinced of a person's death that the word spreads.
Yeah, but most people don't even know who the fuck this person is, though.
Right.
If you go out in the street and say the name Prince Stella Gloomhand right now, people will be like, who?
I told Farner about her.
Did she know about her?
No. I just told her there was a shadow mage, and I showed her the business card. And she said the guards are going to be on extra watch outside. So the guards know.
Maybe at least make town news that we defeated this Prince Stella person.
And then Tippities would be the one who would know if she's actually off the list.
So we need to trick Tippities.
I'm not saying we need to trick her.
No, but I'm saying she's the person who needs to be convinced of Prince Stella's death, because it doesn't seem like
this idea to us.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess that's true. So she wouldn't really be convinced. But I guess she would enact whatever plan she has.
Well, we don't need to convince her. We just need to ask her to check this so-called list to see if she's gone. Right?
Yeah.
I don't need to trick her. Just be like, hey, you know what's going on. Can you maybe do us a check? See if she, in fact, is gone.
Would it help to try it without the spectacle first? I just don't know if we need to stage a big battle in there. It seems messy.
I personally don't think a huge battle is necessary, especially since Prince Stella's whole kind of MO is a bit sneaky and quiet. If she was to suddenly go out in a blaze of glory, it seems rather staged.
Wait.
I think her just disappearing seems more likely. And if she just disappears off the list, one can assume that she's dead or lost her power, or whatever these archmages think what happens when you go off the list. I think Vestris would certainly think that she'd die, or at least would be disappeared.
Wait.
Well.
But would it be beneficial to us if people knew that we were the ones to, quote, take down this maid?
Maybe?
Well, I mean, I guess you'd have to be a mage for this, but isn't the way that this whole archmage thing works, where if you kill the person, you take their place or some shit? Isn't that kind of how it works?
I think that's only for the archmages themselves.
It's like, I don't want to end up being an archmage when I know like 10 spells.
We could make Hold the archmage.
How many spells do you know, Hold?
The one benefit, if we did claim to kill her, would be we would be able to get a lot more powerful allies if we were able to walk around saying, oh, by the way, you know who took out Prince Stella? Us. You want to maybe side with us? Then we could actually maybe gain some powerful allies to take down Vestris.
Right, because then
anyone who has beef with any kind of
archmage.
Yeah, anyone who has beef with the archmages would probably side with us if they found out, or if they heard that we took out an archmage. We know who they are. I'm sure there are people out there.
We know who they are because we know one of them.
Yeah, but there are other...
Honestly, the organization of the archmages is somewhat kept as not as public knowledge. People know of them, but a lot of people don't have a lot of interaction with them from what Tiffany's described to me.
Well, so don't you think then the people that actually do know are the people who maybe would want to do something about it? I'm not saying that we're going to get commoners on our side. Obviously, the commoners and everyone, they're not going to help us. But if there is someone, the powerful people who know about the archmages might look at us a little differently.
Other archmages.
Exactly.
And then...
in the quest to bring down Vestris.
Wait, and then we have Prince Zella, who could still hide in the shadows.
Exactly.
Unseen.
Bring her out, but she'll owe us a favor.
Exactly.
Which I think is worth more than a sword.
Right.
I like this.
Oh, I could... What if I posed as like a beggar on the street and we had Prince Stella walk down the street and then I took out my club and hit her on the head and everyone went, oh no, this poor woman has died, and then we drug her off into the room.
We might need a workshop that.
Okay, yeah, so it was when she was in the bottle that Vestris wasn't. Sorry, that was out of character. I just read what I just wrote.
Like, she comes up and she's like, oh, hey, little man, here's some money. And I'm like, oh, damn, you look like you have a lot more money than that. And then I bonk her on the head once. It's probably not enough to actually kill Prince Stella. But to the bystanders, they'd be like, ooh, damn.
They'd label you as an assaulter.
Well, not me. They would label my vagabond disguised self.
Oh, as your alter ego.
Yes. Not like a hunchback man, not necessarily a small wooden boy.
A mysterious cloaked hunchback man defeats the archmage Prince Zella.
So let's get this straight. Our goal currently is to get the sword for Ataru. In doing so, we would be faking Prince Stella's death, which would be knocking her off the list, and then she would become a kind of, I don't know, she could offer, we'll keep her on retain to see if she can maybe be of use, or
We hide her
Or
in the
worst
goddess
things
chambers.
worse, she would be gone. She would not be our problem anymore. Then we would have all the clout of supposedly killing
Prince Zella.
which we could then use to build up an actual, maybe workable force that could take down Vestris.
Yes.
Is this good with it? Are we all on the same page here?
I think it's
Seemingly,
a good
yes.
place to start while we don't know anything about Vestris' full capabilities.
Yeah, we definitely can't take down Vestris by ourselves. Not at all. But what we could do is start building up a name for ourselves, which could build us allies who might know more about these archmages than we do. Because basically what we're doing is introducing to the few people who know that we also know, and we kind of know what we're sort of doing.
Right.
Exactly.
And if they ask us why we
Yes,
killed
a
Prince
facade
Stella, we
that
say,
could very possibly break down the instant they see us.
What'd you say?
A facade that could very well break down the instant they see us.
Possibly, but I mean that's maybe looking at things. I mean, if you want to if we want to shoot down everything, like they could also
That's what
not
I'm saying.
believe.
This is the whole day of
I'm
knowing.
not trying to shoot down ideas. I'm merely introducing the possible counterplay that may exist towards our plans.
Counter your counterplay.
Without thinking about any kind of adversity that a plan might think, you're merely wishfully thinking.
Sure, I think all of us
Personally, I
understand that
think
all
we
of our
should
plans
just
are not
focus
perfect
on.
and Ziploc sealed or anything like this. I don't think any of us
Personally, I
gave the
think we're.
impressions that these were foolproof.
I feel like we're getting too far ahead. We should just focus on one thing at a time, which is just getting the sword. When it comes to Vestris, yeah, we cannot do anything about it, but trying to make up a full-scale plan without even guaranteeing that we can do the first part. So I think we should put everything towards figuring out how we can fake the death
And
first,
that requires
and then
us,
go on from there.
that requires us setting up another meeting with Prince Stella.
Exactly.
Exactly. As the
We should start with there first.
card weighs heavily in the pocket.
Hmm.
But with that, we will end our session.
Man, my brain hurts.
Yeah, we was getting into.
I'm gonna be
We were
completely
getting into
honest. During that
heavy
whole entire
planning. I was like,
scene,
"What the heck?"
during that whole thing, I was so lost. Like, I was like, what the fuck is going on?
I'm still not quite sure what Rev's buy into this whole situation is, aside from the fact that he likes this group of people. But he's here.
We're in it together
He
now.
does like this group of people.
We are ride or die.
Okay.
Right.
Oh god.
All
Well,
right,
I
there-
think Sock and Cecil have beef with Vestris, and like the whole setup that the Archmages has does not sit well with them. At least it doesn't sit well with Sock. So if he could like take down this kind of institution that just preys upon innocent towns, that's the reason he's in it.
Yeah.
Well, there is no proof that the Archmages actually prey upon innocent towns. The only one is just Vestris.
Vestris.
There is no
Priscilla
proof
did take
that,
control
like,
of Dark Bridge, and we
Tiffany's.
don't know anything about that rule.
Tiffany's just sits here in Tynes Fall and just does her own thing. Not what she did in the past. I mean, was her past. I mean, we don't know
Well,
what Prince Stella did in Dark
If the
Breach.
other universe is canon, I know what Tiffany's did in the past, and it's not what you're thinking.
Is it a sex thing?
It is actually. It
Wait,
is.
you learned it from the first campaign,
No,
right?
it's exactly what I'm thinking.
No, it was from the first version of Spooky Campaign before the Spooky Campaign retcon.
Oh,
And
okay,
that
okay.
campaign took place a few years before the start of the Friday campaign. And in that campaign, we went to a place called Horror Hovel Grotto, which is essentially a
yeah.
brothel amusement park.
Yep.
And Tiffany's worked there as the illusionist that kept up this like the permanent nighttime sky that they had. And she would just shapeshift and give like unenthusiastic hand jobs to people that came into her little.
So
like,
it's
quarter shop.
exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. No, I said it was a sex thing. I did.
You're like,
then it's been
it's
hinted at.
probably
It's
not what
It
something.
you're
was fucking
thinking.
great.
Yeah, she
But now
kept
it's
being
been
bothered
hinted at
by
it's
people,
something
so
different now.
she would shapeshift into a very ugly gnome.
Love it.
And give unenthusiastic handjobs.
Alright, on that note, everyone say goodbye. You're
Bye.
now
Oh,
past self.
goodbye.
Goodbye.